How would you do it? What if it's
we are in.
What if it's one of the teeny weeny ones?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Some Other Heroes, this wonderfully well-oiled machine. You can see that we've had a week off and we're all back with buzzing in energy.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Welcome. It is Sunday. It is Some Other Heroes Day. Welcome to this chaotic D&D stream full of floating islands, skyships, deep mysteries, and ancient magics. My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns, and I have the honor and joy of being the GM, stroke DM, and general story person for leading these wonderful people through an adventure in a 5e homebrew adventure. With me are three wonderful regular players who will now introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with Wayne.
Hi, everybody. My name is Wayne. My pronouns are he, him, and I shall be playing the recently risen Dragonborn Rok.
He has risen.
Oh, praise be!
As if he didn't have a god complex already.
Oh, shit.
Theo, would you like to go second, please?
Hello, I am Theo, and I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Eugene, who is still risen, not risen.
did go down in the first place.
Yeah, that
one.
Always risen?
Always risen. Hang on.
Yeah, born risen.
Born risen. And last but definitely not least, Charlie.
Hello, I'm Charlie. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing the doesn't sleep so is never unrisen Aisling. If you stay fierce, you don't have to get fierce or some bullshit like that.
Dear. We are back.
I've been isolated from human contact for a week, all right?
And now we know why.
We're back. Did you miss us? We certainly missed you. Before we dive into this week's episode, we have a few tiny pieces of admin to get through. Mostly just shout outs to our wonderful friends. And
They're not admin, they're love sharing.
it is love sharing. Hey, if your admin is love sharing, you're doing it right. First off, a huge thank you to Rooney for your continued subscription. We really do appreciate you, and it really does help us set up stuff for the channel. Thank you so much. We love you to pieces. Next, a huge shout out to Bespectacled Man and Feline Trickster, our resident moderators. They are wonderful, warm, welcoming people, but they do carry big hammers, and it is for your safety just to make sure chat is bot free and hate empty. Only joy and love and sharing a valuable space together.
Also, Michelle's a dumb pure now, so she will bite you.
She will bite. Next, we'd like to shout out a few of our friends in the who are also in the TTRPG space. First off, we would like to shout out this week. I'm going to go first with Forest of Law, who are about 4 episodes into their brand new campaign. Dal is weaving a brand new story in his homebrew world and having a lot of fun doing so. Very much worth popping over and seeing what they're up to. They're really lovely people as well. Second, Wicked Game! If you enjoy this and you would like to see another group of people live on Twitch playing through Dungeons & Dragons Homebrew, we can highly recommend our friends over at Wicked Game. They are in the late middle of their Divisius Census campaign, and they finally just got out of a horrific circumstance.
Oh my god.
We're very excited to see the fallout of everything that's happened to them recently. Pop over. They play every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And last week they made a big announcement about this year's charity.
Yeah.
The first week in July, straight after this show, they will be starting a week-long charity event to raise money to help Women's Refuge. It is really good. Pop over and look at their Twitter. They've got lots of details coming up, including more details about a 12-hour game, which might be featuring some familiar faces. But we'll be able to tell you more about that very soon. Last and definitely not least for today, our friends Dice and the Slice are back. Their last couple of episodes have been awesome. A lot of fun. We've really enjoyed them. We're really pleased to see them back. They play Dungeons and Dragons on podcast with a world set in piratical themes.
That podcast got me through the 9-hour drive to Scotland.
Charlie is now an expert and
real.
completely caught up. So any questions, just send her a DM. Awesome. Looks like our video is a little janky my end, so I apologise for that. That's a Twitch thing. It's nothing to do with anything on your screens, but it sounds like the sound is coming through perfectly. So we will just forbear at the moment. You can just take it from me. They're pulling wonderful faces and smiling a lot. Cool. Wayne, would you like to do the next shout out for us, please?
Sure. I just wanted to give a bit of a shout out because it's a week of celebration, or at least of visibility this week. And this week we are just sending out some love and some open arms and some welcoming and some incredible support for all of our lesbian friends and family, as it's Lesbian Visibility Week. Well, it ends today, but we just snuck in there, so to speak.
Yeah.
So just sending you all love and to remind everyone that everybody is welcome here, and we are a home and a supporter and a welcome safe space for all of the queer community. So look over there, it's a lesbian. I've seen one. It's lesbian visibility.
You did it.
Yeah, you did.
You got the scavenger hunt.
Sick.
Yes, your message for this Lesbian Visibility Week is to find the lesbian.
Find the lesbians. Yep.
So, and if you do, show them some love. That's it.
That's brilliant. Thank you. And that seems like a very worthy thing to do for not only our lesbian friends who definitely deserve it, but all queer people. Just reach out and just give them a little bit of love at the moment. Things are a bit ropey out there, and just let them know that you care. So, I think that's it. Oh, I've got one more thing. While we were off, the wonderful Tom Guttridge had a birthday. So, happy birthday from all of us. Hope
Happy
you had an
birthday,
amazing time.
Thomas.
We love you to pieces, and we hope to get you back either as the wonderful Mal or a new character at some point in the near future. So, without further ado, I think, unless anything has anybody else, I will jump in to today's episode. We're back. You have to excuse Theo's just dived off to the loo very quickly, but we'll be back before you know it. So we were talking about us being accused of being scripted nonsense, which of course we are far too chaotic to be able to be.
This is fully scripted.
Yeah.
I very much doubt we will ever have to weather that kind of accusation.
Dear. Anyway,
There we go.
Your turn.
Everyone say hi to Theo. Hi, Theo. Theo's back. Yay!
It's like a kid's team.
Previous.
Sweet. I feel very attacked. Sweet.
Sweet says, I believe any of you could stick to a script except for Charlie. I can neither prove nor deny this statement. So,
I don't know what you could possibly mean.
previously on Some Other Heroes. Our three friends have returned from their adventures, raising their friend Iskarok Ravorkus. Back in Cloud's Cairn, enjoying some much-deserved rest and relaxation, and starting to plot and plan their next moves, where they will go to next, what they will follow up on in their ongoing quest to find the 5 sky temples that keep the Sky Shield, the mystical barrier that allows the scattered lands to fly aloft the doomed world below. On a surprise visit, Eugene's family, Valindra and Evelyn Appleby, joined the party. Evelyn finally striking out on her own and looking to buy a bakery in Cloud's Cairn and set up shop. Our friends, very surprised by the sudden arrival of family members, and possibly just a little bit set upon by Tythic Perb, who just wanted to help bring something pleasant to their, what's been quite a dark and dreary time for them all. They set about getting to know, spending some time with, and asking some difficult questions of Eugene's mum, who finally revealed that she was once a spy for the elven city of New Doam, the golden city that can teleport around the scattered lands and is a safe haven for elves and fae. Her history born in the open and revealed to her children, Valindra explained that she never intended to hide who she was or what she did. Just she had chosen to focus on her life with their father and them. With that out the way, they decided to return to the mansion because Aisling and Rok had been left to their own devices to see what their friends had been up to. And I think what we're going to do today is we're probably going to jump over to Rok and Aisling to start with. I think it's probably about 5 minutes or so since you left the Applebys to themselves. You are walking down the long street near Loot Shop, near the pub, and near where that bakery that you are fairly certain that Evelyn is probably going to push for is situated. It's a quiet time, and it's an opportunity for the two of you to reflect both on the Applebys and your recent adventures. How are you both feeling? I'll start with Aisling.
I think she's feeling kind of impressed of the secret cool shit that has been revealed. Because they did hear some of that, didn't they?
No, all that conversation was...
Did they hear none of it?
None of it. No, you'd already gone by the time that...
Oh, dang it. I was hoping we'd managed to sneak in some of it.
No, I think they waited until you were gone before those conversations happened, unfortunately. But you knew...
Eugene even checked out the window first.
But I think
I remember.
You do know that Eugene needed to have a conversation with his mum. You do know that there is some family history that Eugene wants to uncover.
Yeah.
So, I think within seconds of leaving Rok's, trying very hard to stay sort of, polite and not intrude and stuff, but probably within about 3 seconds, Rok's like, so what do you think it is? Do you think she's running for her life? Do you think, it's witness protection, maybe? What do you think?
Oh my god, yeah, she could be some sort of mega criminal, couldn't she?
Well, yes, that's why we don't know about him, and maybe maybe they had to flee because she did something terrible.
My god, what's the crime? Fraud? Treason? What is it?
I mean, well, to be thrown out of that city, you'd have to be something quite serious, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Oh, it could be really bad.
Also, her sister didn't seem to know she was alive or dead, so that's quite scandalous, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not great. Like family communication. It's not fabulous, but I don't know.
I mean, she seems lovely,
I always
but they
thought
do.
that Eugene's family was so spick and span, and now
I
there's
know.
like.
I know his father's a great hero, and now his mother's got secrets and skeletons in the closet. But I mean, she does seem very nice, although they do always say it's the quiet ones you have to watch her.
Is it really?
Yeah, whenever there's gossips, everyone always says, "Oh, the guy next door. He seemed lovely. He always seemed such a stand-up guy, and then he committed some heinous crime." I mean,
Ashley's like looking around for people who could match that description.
I think there's a subtle giggle in your head. I mean, Eugene is our quiet one.
Eugene doesn't count. That doesn't count. She's like, no, Theo, I don't trust that face.
I mean, you say that, but
treason.
do remember how he went off on one of that kobold?
Shit. Oh my god, it could go real deep. Yeah, what if Eugene is involved in whatever heinous crimes Eugene's mum's done?
well, I don't think Eugene would have had to have this
No, but
conversation.
what if they're like cool crimes? What if they're like not bad crimes but fun crimes?
Like
Fraud.
just good old sort of good-humored fraud, yes?
If it's against like big shitty like your empire or whatever, maybe that would be fun.
Well, I mean, when you put it that way.
Yeah, see, that would be. Maybe they're doing that.
The embezzlement, benefit the poor.
Yeah. What if they're like stealing from rich idiots? That's a fun crime.
It's a
Maybe we
family
should
of
do
heroes.
that.
They're
Maybe we
not a-
should. Maybe it's time to diversify our portfolios into some crime.
Eugene's family is quite reputable. I don't think that they're sort of masked bandits on the roadside stealing from the rich to feed the poor.
But what if it's like more like corporate executive, not like sword and mask and everything? What if it's like, I don't know, messing up paperwork a bit, stealing the money?
Are you saying his mother's a corporate spy?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, we don't know, do we? Could be.
I know. I'm kind of gutted that neither of us have like magic ultra hearing.
I don't have that.
No. I mean, my ears are quite big, but they don't really do very much. They're full of hair.
I mean, of course, it could be an even, sort of smaller secret. It could just be something really simple, like, Eugene's. Maybe it's not his real father.
Oh, that would be quite cool because I'm not. I get a vibe. I'm not a massive. I don't know. There's something about him.
To his father?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's full
I
of
don't know.
bluster and.
Yeah. His mum's way cooler.
Oh
She
yeah,
steals
she.
from rich people.
Do you know? As soon as I met her, I thought, oh, there's some depth to this woman. Whereas, Eugene's father's just a little kind of one level kind of hero. The whole shiny armor, waving swords kind of thing. But yes, his mother is definitely more interesting. And now I know why. She's got hidden depths.
Yeah. Crime-based depths.
Okay, so how do we get Eugene to tell us without being obvious?
Oh, that last bit. I don't know. I knew the
point.
first bit.
No, good point. But what are you going to do? Extort him?
Ask.
I really hate it when you're practical. You know that? It really throws me off guard. I'm not. It's just not like you.
What else are you supposed to do?
Aisling, if I had to roll out the number of bizarre approaches you've taken to problem solving, I don't find asking one of your simplest sort of ones, is a surprise. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
we'll just be cool about it, and then as soon as we have Eugene blown,
Okay. Yeah, so we'll leave them to it. We'll be real nonchalant, like, and we'll walk in, and
yeah, yes.
just like, oh, hi, the weather.
Or
What were you guys chatting about?
do you have command?
Shut up. That's mean. That's mean. Rock, that's a crime.
Wow.
That's
I'm
a bad one. That's a
No,
not fun crime right
I'm
there.
just saying, as a sort of an extreme last resort.
So criminal. She is just real quick checking to see if she does have that. I would never.
No, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't.
Oh, just give me your body. I'll do it.
Get shut the right no. Someone has very kindly volunteered to do it by herself.
Oh, what? Is he going to, get in Eugene's head?
No, he was just gonna take the manual controls of my whole form and make me do it.
Well, Eugene's more likely to forgive you than me.
No, we're not. No, that's mean. Eugene can tell us if he wants to tell us.
Look, fine.
I
but
really, really, really want to know.
Actually,
so
no,
I'll be
you're right.
really sad if he doesn't tell us.
I think you're right. I think what we should do is just, when we have a moment with Eugene, we should just sit down and you should ask him to tell us. I think you're right. So, now that that's decided, is there anywhere you want to go on the way home?
If I'm going to be being brave and asking Eugene really invasive questions, maybe we could get a drink.
Well, I could do with one. It has been a good 15 minutes, yeah. Chris, where's the nearest?
That doesn't have them in it.
Yeah.
I love the way that
come
you.
back in and try and
Yeah.
wearing a moustache and glasses.
No one will know.
Should we just go back there and we'll just sort of sidle in and
You
try
done?
not to look suspicious?
You're finished.
We'll just hold up newspapers like that.
Oh. Perfect.
I mean, if you don't want to go back and spy on your friend in a moment of privacy, there's
No,
another
we
pub.
said- No, we said
No.
we'd give them space, so yeah.
There is
Also,
a.
yeah.
Mum cast a spell so no one can hear what they're talking about anyway, so you can
That's
try.
true. She did cast
We
warning.
could get a couple of titties from the corner shop, just sit in the park.
Dear God, no, we cannot.
Get a kebab.
It doesn't really seem like Rock's vibe.
Rock will learn. Rock will learn.
Rock would get one of those plastic individual glasses of wine with the film top. That's as close as he's going to get to taking stuff out from the corner.
Oh my God, sweet. Tin these. With an
cans
N.
of alcohol. The stuff all the classy people drink while they're
Oh
lying
my
about in the
God.
park.
Yeah, it's dickhead slang for a cat.
I think it's a southern or eastern thing, to be fair.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, yeah, there is another bar not too far away, probably about 2 or 3 streets over. It's a medieval city, effectively. So it has a number of pubs, more than they probably really need, but one for each local area, so that people can kind of just meet up and.
Fair enough. I'll just, if I spot it, I'm just going to grab Aisling and say, "Oh, let's go in there. I don't think I've been in there."
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Okay, cool, great. Just act like we belong.
Cool.
Cool. It is because cans are made of tin normally. It is called the Wandering Beholder, and
sounds
has a very comically drawn rotund beholder who's quite clearly had one drink too many and is looking in multiple directions on a big billboard.
Oh my god. That's terrifying.
It would probably if you met a beholder, it probably would be, but this is quite funny. You kind of, I think, Rock, with the stories you've heard, you're kind of like, well, that must mean there's not a beholder in the city because they would have clearly destroyed this pub by now.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would take that. Well, then we'll just go in there, and I'll just go straight up to the bar and say, what do you want to drink, Aisling?
Whatever you're having. I don't know much about it.
Oh, good. And so what, I'm just going to order two of their finest glasses of house wine.
Ew!
Finest glasses of
The
house wine.
finest house wine.
Yeah, I mean, I think they do the whole sort of, we could give you 2 large, or you could just buy the bottle.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, it would be silly not to. We'll just take the bottle.
Party.
2 gold. It's a really nice wine. You set up shop in this fairly run-of-the-mill, quite clean, well decorated, bulk standard pub, really. There's a.
Cool. I think we'll try and find like a corner table or a booth or something where we can just sort of. I'm going to see if they have any bar snacks that I'm going to order for us. Something preferably with cheese, because I somehow suspect they won't have anything with popping candy.
Yeah, just add a couple of silver.
What kind of establishment is this?
And you can get a platter or 2 for yourselves. Yeah,
Definitely, and overtip the barman, obviously.
lovely. It is a human woman behind there who's very grateful. So I think
her arms
overall, yeah. So we call
Why
it.
is Rock tipping so much?
I mean,
Because Rock knows if you tip the bar staff well, you get good service.
I mean, she does heft barrels for a living, so she's.
Fuck yeah.
Fair enough. And I think once we sat down, I'm just going to say to Aisling, so, right, so, I am sorry that you and Eugene had to go through all the stuff while I was dead.
I was
That
going to say
really
it
sounds
wasn't
like
your
a bizarre
fault.
sentence, but anyway.
I was going to say it wasn't your fault.
But it wasn't my fault.
You need to learn to tell us stuff, Rog.
Well, I didn't know. I just wasn't feeling well. I didn't know that I was going to be possessed by whatever that hideous.
Doesn't
vine
matter. If you wait until you're dead, it's a bit too late to be concerned about what's wrong with you.
I mean, yes, it's a fair point. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not. There's
I didn't
don't
mean
get.
to die.
I know. Don't get it wrong. We're not like resentful or anything that we had to do it. Oh my
no,
god.
you look positively thrilled.
I mean, it's a good story, all right. We would do it again. That's not an invitation, but we would do it again if we needed to. But like, I've told you this so many times. You need to tell me things when something is wrong,
Look,
especially something medical.
Well, I didn't know. I just didn't feel great, and we had a lot going on. We've got I didn't want to slow everybody down. We had things to do. We had to get that whole energy thing going and all that kind of thing. And there was the ritual, and I didn't want to distract everyone from that. It was kind of important.
You did distract us from the ritual, though, because you died in it.
Well, no, I died after it. So I didn't, you see, I didn't distract you from the ritual at all. In fact, the ritual was a success, was it not?
Oh, bards are so good at semantics, aren't they?
Right, stop trying to talk your way out of this, okay?
I know. I am sorry. I genuinely am. I didn't. I mean, I obviously didn't think it was that bad. I don't have a death wish. I just.
No, but you never think anything is bad enough to tell someone about if it's to do with you. Other people, you'll go for it. But you, the bar is like not worth talking about, then dead. And we need something in the middle there, babe. All right? We really do.
I hate to admit it, but you're right. I am not very good at that, and you're quite right.
Blast him, he's come back wrong. Rok admitting he's wrong? Kill him, quick!
It's not him! It's not him! Fireball! Ah!
You don't have Fireball.
I will learn it real quick to get rid of Rock Doppelganger.
Fireball, says Aisling, throwing a candle at me.
Throwing a literal fireball shot at you.
Donk.
Anyway, yes, I am
but,
sorry you had to go through. I mean, it's certainly not a lesson that I wanted to learn quite that way. But I will try and be a little more sort of forthcoming if I'm feeling like I'm possessed by a Vine Lord or something.
Okay, but like we can start earlier than that. Like you can if you're feeling a bit anxious or anything that isn't just like doesn't have to be Vine Lord. Like
Well, I'm not going to tell you every time I have a vague mood change.
No, I don't care about that. We'll get you a mood ring, it's fine. But we need to like it's
What?
I don't know. Just don't wait until it's a complete catastrophe, okay?
Okay. I won't. I will try and express my concerns earlier.
You promise.
I promise.
Can I insight check that promise?
Go ahead.
It's 10.
I mean, do you want to roll, or are you happy to let your passive take care of that one? Wayne.
I mean, he's not lying.
Okay.
He is. I mean, he seems very. What's the word I'm looking for? Sincere. That's it. Sorry, it's something I struggle to
Very
find.
method. That was very method.
When I'm in character with Rok, it's a little hard to find that. No, he's very sincere about that, and obviously it's still somewhat awkward having this conversation, but seems sincere.
Okay, good. I think Aisling will like very inelegantly lean over and give him a big hug.
Like
right, scrambling over the wooden table and shit.
What is this? Stop. What is this? We don't need that. It's fine. We don't need...
It's because I'm proud of you. You growing.
What, like a vine?
No.
No.
Emotionally and limbly. I'm going to give his arms another squeeze.
Aisling, oh my god, you've hardly had a sip of that wine.
It's really good though, isn't it?
Isn't it? Hi, Dal. Thanks for the raid, Dal.
Hi.
I'm currently being told I've been limbly glowing. Glowing? Growing.
Why not both? Why not both?
Anyway, that aside, I do feel like we've been through an awful lot and we're nowhere near the end of this whole thing.
Yeah, I really don't want everything to like fall out of the sky because we've been busy. Like, we still have time, right?
Well, I mean, the one that we managed to temporarily fix is what they say, got a year or something.
Actually, you can make a history check because you actually were there for that conversation. It's not a particularly high DC.
Doesn't matter. Oh, okay, 16.
Yeah. The information you got back via Tythig and who spoke to the druids and the research team said that the Allcaster believes that you staved off what was happening for a year.
Okay.
But after that, everything's going to burn out because everything is currently going through the one temple and it can't sustain that indefinitely.
I think Ashley's probably just worried that it will take a year to find the next one kind of thing. So like, what if it takes longer to find all the other ones?
Well, look, the thing is, we now have a lot of people. I mean, genuinely, a lot of people on that research team. It seems to be growing every day. So that will help, and I'm sure. I mean, some of them are very clever, and there's Uncle Perb seems to know what he's doing, and Eugene is helping, and so we weren't really looking for the first one for very long. We kind of happened to fall into this whole thing, but now that we are looking with their help, I'm sure it won't take us that long.
Okay.
Right?
Why are you asking me? I'm the one asking you.
No, I mean, it won't. It won't take us that long. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because
So-
I'm feeling a little bit of an urgency, like a little bit of a, oh, we should probably stop shopping, kind of thing.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, we've had like a really nice couple of days, and I know we kind of needed it because we've had a busy time, but at the same time, I felt really guilty while we were having those nice days. And it, what if the world ends because we needed a new hat or something?
No, I think we're fine. I don't think it's going to end because we had a trip to a shop. Did you buy a hat?
No. Should I have?
No, it's completely irrelevant.
Okay.
Although you could look quite. No, anyway, no, I think we'd be fine. I think we do need to, get back on track. And as I say, I'm sorry that my. Well, there's a great line from Rok. I'm sorry that my death was such an inconvenience.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, dear.
No,
Come on, stop it.
I do mean it seriously, though. I'm sorry that kind of delayed things. So
You've
anyway,
got to stop apologising for it, though. Because it's not... Even though you could have said something, it's still not your fault that it got all as bad as it did.
I know, that's what I said, and you told me... Anyway, so yes, but I think we do need to get back on track, and I think, once Eugene has sorted out the sort of family issues, and then we can meet with the research team and try and find out what's next. I mean, we were talking about going back to where you met Alabaster.
Got possessed by, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to be polite. Where Alabaster invaded your head.
Entered a mutually exclusive arrangement with.
X. So we were talking about doing that, but I don't know if that's still the plan.
Well, we'll see what the research lot think.
I mean, they're definitely more up to speed on all of this than I am.
Yeah, I'm not a in case you couldn't tell, I'm not a particularly book smart kind of person, but I can, yeah, I know. I can read if I need to, but like, yeah, I feel like
you do
different kind of smart. A different
Well, yes,
kind.
I mean, you do all the mapping, and I mean, you hide it very well. I would never have expected that.
My smarts include insight, Rob.
Look over there, that's you. I wasn't pointing at the barmaid. Sorry, not you.
But maybe you.
Maybe you. I don't know.
It's all right. It's visibility week. I get harder to hide from people.
Yeah. The stealth rolls all have disadvantage this week.
Yes. Anyway, so yes, once we've spoken to them, I think we'll know more. And also, while I don't want to put any pressure on him, Eugene is always very insightful about these things. I mean, he's definitely got the book smarts there, and also the magic smarts, and the good family, and he's got quite a nice bone structure as well. He's really actually very fortunate.
Smooth skin.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really quite annoying sometimes.
No,
but
it's
anyway,
kind of rude, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like right in front of us, but whatever.
I know. And now his mother's probably a criminal.
Super cool, mega criminal fraud spy.
I know. I wonder if his sister will still be able to open the bakery once they discover his mother's.
Maybe
dodgy
the bakery's a front.
Oh, do you think that's why they came here?
That's what it is. That's what it is. All this bakery. Oh, I love making cakes. Bullshit.
Wait, hang on. But his sister didn't know about the mother.
Oh.
Unless she was pretending so that we would think.
Maybe. That's what it is, right? I'm going to start writing some of this shit down. We need to keep track of this, alright? Has anyone got any red twine?
I said something about that. Tomorrow, Eugene's going to be like, so here's my theories. And they're like, no. We have this board to discuss.
No,
Behold!
don't tell us, we know. We figured it out.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And I'm going to tell you with all the confidence of a mediocre white man. So, well, we'll see what Eugene says. But I mean, it'd be nice to have his sister nearby. I mean, it'd be nice for Eugene,
cool.
and also her baking's very good.
Oh my god, and she's so cool.
I mean, she is quite cool. But then Eugene's also sort of getting
Yeah,
a lot
but
more,
different.
lot more confident, I think.
I know. They're very like the same person, but also complete opposites, though, aren't they?
They are. They're like two sides of like the same person.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wait, is that possible?
Wait, what?
Never mind. It was just a thought, fleeting thought. So
I'll
yes,
put it on the board.
you do that. Yes. Draw a little map. Your maps are amazing.
She already has.
Obviously. Anyway, we should probably head back to the mansion.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You're
We can't
looking
go
at
back
it
to.
flush.
We can't go back to their pub yet, right?
I would think probably not. I think we should probably give them some space. It would be a little
Okay.
awkward if we got there and they're still busy, because then we'd have to kind of stand around looking as if we're not waiting for them, and it would just be very awkward, I think.
But we would be waiting for them.
Yeah, no, and it would be very awkward. So we'll meet them back at the mansion.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
Head out into what is becoming early evening now. The Everlanterns are starting to light and the sky is getting dark, and the consistent snow over the afternoon is starting to build flurries here and there, and you can see few small children running around hitting each other with snowballs and building things. A few adults as well, actually, to be fair. You make your way back to the mansion. And I think you probably arrive round about the same time that Eugene and his family do.
Cool. I'll hit Rock on the arm, be like, shh, nonchalant.
Well, we are nonchalant. We're just going back to the mansion.
Shh, be cool.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to speak, so I'm just going to wave. Nonchalantly.
Yep.
They're not very subtle, are they?
I
What?
mean, subtlety's not their strong point.
Don't know what she's
I don't know what you mean. I'm trying to lean on things that aren't solid, like bushes and shit, and just falling.
I liked his sister, but she's a bit shady. Anyway,
that was just to Eugene as they arrived, like just out of your earshot. But as they arrive, you're all outside the house. Well,
Hi!
oh, what a coincidence!
Hello!
We all live here.
Well, no, I mean the coincidence is we got back at the same time, and kind of. So, did you have a nice afternoon?
Yeah.
very
what,
pleasant.
You
We
guys?
only left you about an hour ago, Rock.
Oh, it feels like ages. We
Feels like 2
stopped
weeks.
we stopped for a little drink, and we were just chatting about what's happened, and so yeah.
Talking about the weather.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and put on some bread for tomorrow.
Ooh.
Also,
Also, we went past that shop again. It has good footfall past.
oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, just noticed,
Wait, that's a thought. Rock. Dragonborns in the Empire, you guys have a big coffee culture, don't you?
Oh yes, very much so.
Can I pick you and your sister's brain about that whilst I'm here? Because I think.
Oh, of course. I mean, Camber will probably get bored with the conversation, but after a short while. But I am happy to talk about coffee.
It's just I want to get some different perspectives, because what you said about having a coffee shop was a good idea.
Oh yes, I think it's a very good idea. And also, there's it creates a whole sort of atmosphere of people coming in and being warm and cozy and staying for a little bit, and it works very well.
Fantastic. You kind of all made your way in at this point. I think the house is warm. Bordeus has stoked some fires. You can hear Kath cluttering around, prepping food for the evening. And you kind of hang up your coats, and Valindra politely makes an excuse and says she's going to go and have a lay down for a little bit. And I think Eugene, you recognise she's just giving you some space with your friends.
If you're joining us for dinner, we'll let you know.
Yes.
Oh, good. Great.
And your sister disappears off, and you can hear her chatting to Kath about the houses, the places that they saw today, and her plans and things like that. And the Sidoric Forgeborn is patiently, just as always, just listening and chiming in and asking questions in that wonderful, warm, patient way that she always does.
So much.
Metal mum.
Oh!
Cool. And the three of you are left in the hallway.
Should we have a sit down?
Huh?
Well, let's go through to the room there where we sit down.
Yep.
Why are you guys being so weird?
What? We're not being weird at all. What do you mean weird?
Let's go to the place where we sit down.
Well, it's not a lie, is it?
We sit in there, don't we?
Who's on to us? Abort! Abort!
Shut up! It's fine.
Yes, let's go to the place we sit down. Come on, everyone.
Good.
Yep.
Make your way into the sitting room.
And Aisling forgets how to sit down.
Right, okay, what's going on? Why?
Aisling had a large glass of wine. Day drinking is not her.
That's
Technically half a bottle.
It was still in a large glass.
That's true.
How about your afternoon? Good. Your hour or so.
Yeah. Did you have a nice time?
Nice catching up.
Yeah, it was actually.
I'm going to elbow Ash.
I'm gonna explode!
I think obviously Eugene wants to tell them, and he knows that they want to know, but also he's having quite a good time watching them kind of suffer and be really awkward, because normally he's the awkward one. So I think
Oh
he's
god!
quite enjoying watching other people kind of stumble around the subject.
Oh no! Yeah, Aisling's just fucking doing atrociously at it. What kind of talking did you do? Yep.
Aisling just hears in her head, what kind of talking did you do?
Let's go to the place where we sit down.
Fair point.
The regular kind of talking, where you open your mouth and the sound comes out.
Fascinating. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a good smiley talk, or oh my god, I can't believe you just told me that kind of talk, or which of those two was it?
If you want to know what
Would you guys talk about? I want to know. Eugene, you've got to tell me. Eugene, you've got to tell me. I'm going to pass out.
Dear God, please tell us. I can't handle any of this anymore. Please.
My
just
blood
tell
pressure's
us.
so bad. Please.
Does it involve crime? Is there crime involved?
Oh my god, Is your
What?
mum a crime lord or
Wait, hang
crime
on, wait.
lady?
I'm just
Which
going to
would
get up
it
and go.
be?
I'm going to get up and go close the doors to the system.
So what kind of crime does she do? And is it really big? Is
Do
she
we-
got like wanted posters? Is it? Have you got wanted posters?
Do we need
How
to be
big is the
worried?
crime?
What on earth are you talking about?
Nothing.
So there's a slight tug on your sleeve, and you look down at Pocket, who just kind of looks at your friends and then looks at you and goes,
Do not ask me. I have no idea. Yeah, what? A crime lord? Have you met my mum?
Yeah, but she's cool.
Yeah.
So maybe I thought she would be doing some cool like steal from rich people kind of crime.
No.
Oh.
She lives on a farm.
Yeah.
In
Rock
the
said
middle
it's
of
always the
nowhere.
quiet ones that you should watch out for.
There's really not that much opportunity for crime in the Twins. There's more sheep than there are people.
I mean, you might have seen her take an apple from another person's farm once.
Was it a rich person's farm?
Did she give the apple to a poor person?
Yeah. Treason.
Enough about the
Grand
apple.
blasphemy.
Alright, right.
Look, what?
Okay,
Just
look.
tell us what's the connection.
Yeah,
to
Hey,
can
look, just stop with your wild theories, please.
I mean, they're not that
Slowly
wild.
puts
It's
away
fine.
her mind maps behind her.
Let's just rein this conversation in just slightly.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what I'm about to tell you cannot leave this room.
Mhm.
Okay?
Wait, can Alabaster hear it, or do I need to? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Who am I going
No, no.
to tell?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, maybe I assume one day he's going to get out of your head. But
Yeah.
that seems like a problem for...
To be fair, I don't know how I would
Probably
stop
through
him
the
from
frontal
hearing.
lobe, but yeah.
Like a reverse lobotomy. Just like, bleh.
Anyway, yes, carry on. Yeah.
So, it's very important, okay?
Okay.
No one else can know about this.
Okay. Wait, who does know about it? Just so that we're clear on that.
Well, me, my mum, and my sister.
Okay, that's it. Okay, good,
And
good, got
probably
it.
my uncle.
Definitely your uncle. The Bright Blades clearly know something, if not everything.
So,
Uh-huh.
it turns out, you remember at the ball, when I spoke to Zadia Zillman from New Dawn?
Yes, they were very keen to talk to you, weren't they?
Yeah, turns out that the fears of nepotism were indeed correct. So she happens to be my aunt.
What?
Wait, Zadie Zillman is your aunt?
Ooh,
Yep,
that's cool.
my mum's sister. And my mum is, was a spy for...
I hit
Knew
Rock
it, I told you,
immediately.
knew it was a spy.
Oh my god, we said super spy.
You said she was a crime lord!
Well, that
Yeah,
was
but
one of
that
the
could
theories.
be. They're not. They could be.
Yeah, if you've got 1,000 theories, one of them's probably going to be right.
Well, we
We
only
only
had a
had
few.
an hour.
Anyway, shh. We only had an hour. Okay, anyway, carry on. Yes, carry. Wait, so your mother's family is sort of like royalty, really?
Well, I mean, I don't know if royalty is the term, but we're descended from one of the moon houses.
So no big deal.
Wait, and you didn't know any of this
No.
at all? Like no mention at all?
No, well, my father used to tell us these stories about this brave elven hero who used magic, and her name was Andara, and my dad told us all these stories, me and my sister, when we were young, and it turns out that that's my mum.
To be clear, both Rok and Aisling would have heard stories about Andara
Oh, okay.
as well. Rok would have. They're the sorts of nursery. They're the sort of stories you tell children about a heroic person and a good person to follow. And
I see.
Fae love a story about a heroic Fae or a heroic elf.
So there would have been lots of books in the orphanage that would be like, oh, okay, cool.
Wait, just go step back. Your dad used to tell you stories about the Andara stories, yes. And
yeah, that's my mum.
That was your in the story.
your mother is Andara?
Apparently.
What?
Yeah.
But I've read those so many times. It's your mum.
Well,
This is way cooler than crime.
Well, I mean, really cooler than the fun crimes you were talking about? Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just
What
checking.
constitutes as a fun crime?
Oh, God, don't get her started. This goes on for quite some time. You do realise that this means that you are now the offspring of two of the greatest heroes of the Scattered Lands, really.
Yeah, you thought you just had one that was all famous, but you got two.
Yeah, don't. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
It's like
The
it's a good.
expectations.
Although I would say your mother kind of carries it a little more modestly than your father.
Well, but she sort of had to, because, and I mean, this is the reason that you can't. This has to stay within.
Oh yes, why is it?
Because to be with my dad, so basically she was on a mission from New Doan and ended up running into the Bright Blades and my father, and ended up falling in love with him or whatever for some reason. I suppose it's charming. But
Get him, drag your dad.
New Doan, they're very secretive, right? So if you choose to spend your life with someone outside of the city, you kind of have to leave and cut ties.
Why?
What, with your whole family and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds kind of bad, but like,
yeah,
elves, and I mean half elves, we live a lot longer than most, so spending a lifetime with someone may not be that long in the scheme of things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see what you mean, but that does seem quite extreme. Although, to be fair, I know families that don't talk to their children or siblings or whatever because of who they've married, so I suppose it's not that unusual, really, is it?
And I don't think it's like seen as like a negative thing. Like, it's just not been like ostracized.
Oh, okay.
So what would like happen if people knew now? Because it's been ages.
Well, like, people might try and get information, I guess, about New Doan.
Well, I mean, it is known for its sort of secrets, and there are many people who could make use of any information, if for nothing else, just to sell it. Information about New Doan.
Yeah,
So
the only people who are welcome in New Doan are Fae and elves, half elves. So it's very difficult for anyone outside those circles to get information about it.
So your mother left all of that, her station there and her family and everything, for your father?
Yeah.
That's so romantic.
I mean, and for us, for me.
Well, it is romantic, Ashley.
Yeah, but
Me and Evelyn too.
he's not that great.
Well, no, I mean the gesture is romantic. I mean, if
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm not, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Your father's perfectly fine, but I mean, you know, your mother's quite spectacular, really. I mean,
Yeah, your
really,
mum's way
is she?
taller.
Really?
I know.
Wow,
I think
your mother-
Aisling, as an asexual person, Aisling especially doesn't get this.
Wow. Did your sister know any of this?
No.
Does
Wow.
she know it? Does she know it now?
Yes,
She
we've.
said that a few minutes ago, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to keep track of who knows and who doesn't know.
The people in this room now.
Okay.
So that's you.
Wait. Slow down. Okay.
You, Rock. Me.
Huh?
My mum knows, funnily enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My sister.
Your sister.
My father.
Okay.
Uncle.
End of list.
Yeah, I think so.
Got ya. Okay.
Possibly the rest of the bridesmaids, but
Well,
Well.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So can't
Wow.
tell anyone, and this is the coolest thing ever. And oh my god.
But it's really important that you don't tell
No,
them.
I won't.
Like, not
I'm
even
ass-
a little bit.
I'm assuming that people in Udoan must know, though, because they were very keen on you coming there, and that was before you told them who your mother was. So they must have known that already.
Well,
I mean, there is some family resemblance, but
yeah, I think it's not often that you see another moon elf. And there is a family resemblance. I don't think she was certain.
also you clearly have your mother's magical skill.
And that too.
You did have a badge as well, so they knew you were good at things. Rock, don't look at me like that.
Well, why would a badge saying "Heroes of Cloud's Cairn" give away that Eugene's mother was a moon
No,
elf
not
heroine?
that bit. It would give away that Eugene's good at cool things. So obviously they're going to be like, "Hey, you're good at cool things. Come do it at ours."
Gotcha. Yeah. mhm.
And it was
God, I
quite
feel like I'm
soon
the only
enough.
intelligent one in this group sometimes.
Ouch.
I have to be honest. You regularly make me question my intelligence.
You little bitch.
And I mean, it was pretty soon into the conversation with her that she asked me about my heritage.
But that's understandable because they are so sort of focused and fixated on only elves and half elves. So I guess they would immediately be interested in what your heritage was. And she's your aunt then. Wow. And she now knows about your mother, right? So she knows who you are.
Yeah, well, we had that conversation. I told her who my mother was. She said, "Oh yeah, and I know her." And I was
Yeah.
like, "What?
I remember you
But
mentioned that
does
she said
know
she knew
that
your
you
mother.
know now?
Huh?
Does she know that you know now?
No."
Okay.
I mean, she knows that my mother is alive and well because I'm pretty sure it was her assumption that my mum had died. Maybe.
That's sad.
or if not dead, at least doing something like this. From what your mother was kind of implying, like you probably would have guessed that she had decided to stay away from New Doan for a while.
Actually, can we just go back a little in the story? You very quickly sort of glossed past the bit where you said your mother was a spy.
That's
Yeah, I did,
good
huh?
point.
Yeah, you did. So what exactly was she spying? Like, who was she spying on, and for what purpose?
Well, I mean, we didn't go too far into it, but
How?
she just told us she was on a mission to investigate the cult. I'm pretty sure she was implying the cult that was involved with Farsix, right?
Yeah, she was investigating the cult of the dragon.
Yeah,
'cause
she was
they-
here to investigate the cult of the dragon, which is how she met my dad.
Oh, where did they meet?
She didn't tell me that, right?
No, she didn't. All she told you is that she saved your father's life, and then. Well, you can make you can make me a history check if you want to, based on some of the details she did give you.
Sure. That's a 22.
Ooh.
Nice. Well, she talked about the fact that your father was beset by wild gnolls, which is how she helped them. And the only place that really has wild gnolls these days is Curse Hollow.
Sounds lovely.
Which is where?
It's part of the Empire. You would know.
Oh, sounds even better.
You know, it's one of the places that was annexed as part of the Second Emperor's excuse for invasion. It is a dangerous place full of dark magics. Has a lot of beastkin there. A lot of devil worshippers. It's also one of the strongholds of the cult of the dragon in the last days. In fact, that's where Tharsix was supposed to have been hidden.
Sounds like an all-round great place to visit.
Yeah, so you know as an Imperial child that Curse Hollow is considered a great success for the Empire because it was a very dangerous place, but it's also somewhere that Imperials try not to visit unless they absolutely have to.
Yeah, they just wanted it because they wanted it.
They wanted it because they wanted to make it safe for everybody. That's the excuse.
Yeah.
So you do realize that means that your mother was probably spying in the Empire.
Yeah.
I wonder what she knows. Wait, can we tell her that we know?
Yeah, she said I could tell you.
Okay.
Oh my god. She said we could know. That's so cool.
Yeah, but maybe don't barrage her with like a million questions.
No.
Maybe
How
just like
many?
limit it to like below 5.
Aisling, 5 is the number of digits you have in your hand.
I think it's time for an exorcism, Aisling.
Block. Unsubscribe. Report for harassment.
I know you get carried away by these things.
I'm gonna mute you now.
And maybe if you are going to ask her questions, you could like write them down and maybe go through some kind of like filtering process instead of just. I mean, you're looking at me very blankly, but instead of just saying things as they come to mind, maybe you could just try like writing them down first and then reflecting on them. And then if you still think that that's a good question to ask, you can then follow that through to the next stage.
Seems like a waste of time, but okay. All right, I'll do that. So inefficient.
Well,
Okay, yeah, I'll be nice. I'll be good.
I mean, that's quite an eventful conversation.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
Oh my
How
God.
do you feel?
So you knew exactly none of that?
Well, very little.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
Inconclusive. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of information.
It's not necessarily bad information, though, is it? It's just quite
No.
big.
No, it's not bad information, and obviously, like, I'm not an idiot. I know that my mum is an elf, and that there's that whole, like, part of my ancestry. But I guess, I don't know, I wasn't really expecting to be, like, part of some important elven family. That
You kind of already were.
most of whom I've never met before. I have no idea who they are.
But it's not as if you're going to meet them and they're going to be disappointed. I mean, you turned out pretty cool. And you've done some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a badge and everything.
Yeah. So it's not like you've done nothing with all this cool lineage that you've got. Yeah.
Because I don't really know how this works with these people in New Dawn, will they be okay with you? Or are they going to be weird because your mother left there with you? Or what? Like, I'm not sure what the protocol is. Like, do you think...
Mum said that they welcome half-elves there.
Okay.
So even if your parents or one of your parents left there to go and live with someone else, or
Yeah,
like
they'll
your mother did,
understand.
oh, okay.
think
No, I
it's
just didn't know whether it
Generally accepted thing.
got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
If you fall in love with an outsider, you can't go live there.
You gotta.
But it doesn't mean
Okay.
that everything afterwards or the people afterwards get exiled, though, right?
No, she can, once my... I mean, this is a weird conversation to have, but once my dad is dead, she can go back.
Okay.
I mean, given his line of work.
Hey, I didn't say it, all right?
I mean,
Rok said it.
Wow.
All of you belong to races that live centuries, so you
Well,
are...
even satyrs.
Yeah.
Shit, that's cool.
Satyrs can live a good 200-300 years, depending on... Well, providing they don't idiot...
Guys.
Yeah. Providing they don't idiot themselves off the edge of a cliff, which is known to happen.
Down a metal ladder.
Yes, it's a cliff.
Or
I
eat
can
too
mount
much
and go-
cheese.
I can mount and goat my way around a cliff. Ladders, I cannot do.
Well, I mean, I know it's quite a lot, but it does. It really is just your mother's kind of history. It doesn't change who she is to you.
No.
And
There's no
yeah.
question about that, really.
I mean, it's kind of cool that you have a sort of secret family background.
And at least it's like a...
Yeah, that I can't tell
a
anyone
cool
about.
Yeah, but that's why it's secret.
Yeah, I see what you
tell us.
mean. Well, I mean, it's cool for you, I guess.
Oh, are we spies by association now?
Yes.
And to be honest, I can say this because of growing up in the Empire. Believe me, there are many, many worse things that could come out as family secrets. So you kind of got off well here.
Well, who knows what the rest of that... I know nothing about that side of my family, so who knows what secrets there are.
Still room for crime yet. Spying's kind of a crime on the person you're spying on, right?
It's very much a crime, actually, yes.
Okay. Let's find them.
It's kind of why they keep it, secret.
Oh, okay, makes sense now. Yeah.
Otherwise, you could just walk in and...
Just say hi.
I suppose that's the difference between
I'm here to
looking
see what
and
you're up to.
spying.
Hi, I'm here to spy for a bit, if you don't mind. Thanks.
Then I'm
Yeah,
going to go back
it's-
to my nation and, tell them
Yeah,
all the
is
things
this okay for spying? Can I sit here?
I'm just going to
Spying?
sit here, pretend I ain't here.
in the spicy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The spy booth.
yes, I'm going to sit here with my spy apparatus.
Well, the 007 films just became very different.
Oh, they're so lame now.
Wow.
Anyway, something I was thinking about that I forgot to ask Mum, but I will ask her is, do you remember, so you know how we got all the names of the people who made the Sky Shield temples? One of
Yes.
them was called Lathel Zilman.
Oh shit.
So he's like my great whatever.
So you're like linked to the temples now as well.
Wait, but that, I mean, even if, that's good though, because even if your mother doesn't necessarily know something, it means that we have somewhere to start with researching.
And get this also. So we're one of the moon houses, right? And our
How many
house.
are there?
Did she say 5?
Nope.
Am I just making that up?
You're just making it up. You didn't actually ask anything about the moon houses.
I didn't ask, but to be fair, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Fair enough, yes.
True.
But our house are the keepers of law and the truth.
Ooh,
Wow, this just gets better.
that's so cool.
I know, I bet we have a great library.
Yeah, oh my god. You gotta find it. You gotta find it.
What?
Also, if your
Gotta find it.
family is in any way literally keepers of law, as opposed to it just being some kind of metaphoric title, then I would imagine that they would definitely have information on your heritage. And given that elves are generally quite obsessed with heritage, interested in their heritage.
Great save.
Thanks.
I mean, it's pretty rich coming from a Dragonborn, but...
Well, I mean, so this could be very, very helpful. But but that aside, I mean, your mother seems like she's always been fairly easy for you to talk to. So if any of this does worry you, I know we can't really help very much, but if it does feel weird or you're not sure what you're feeling about it, do speak to her about it.
Yeah, she seems like a good mum.
And you've got your sister at least, so share with her if you're feeling odd. It's, you shouldn't keep things to yourself, really. It's not good.
Really?
What?
I got him to okay. Listen, whilst you guys were having your very important chat, we were having a chat in a pub that was like next door.
Ashley, we're talking about Eugene now, not me.
No, enough about you. Right, but I made Rok promise that he's going to tell us now whenever he's having problems that are up to and or above vine infestation. So he's not going to keep stuff to himself anymore, ever, about anything.
But no, I don't think that was the agreement at all.
You promised.
I promised that I would stop keeping things to myself if I'm worried about something or I'm not feeling great or something like that, that I will share it with you, because I'm sorry that the two of you had to go through all of that when I was dead. So, but then I was told I should stop apologizing, so I'm going to stop apologizing, and but I will try and yes. Anyway, so apparently the lesson is you shouldn't keep things to yourself, so don't.
Oh my god, it's only taken 11 levels, but we did it. We fucking did it.
Where did you get the extra level from?
Oh yeah, shit.
This does feel like a milestone, so...
Yeah, there you go.
Just wishful thinking.
And obviously, if there is anything we can do, just let us know.
Well, Sadia did say that you guys were welcome to come with me if we do go to Nudo. And I did ask my mom, like, if we can trust her, like, what she's like, and she said that I can trust her.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, that's actually a very important thing. Even if there's just one person we know we can actually trust to...
I mean, what she said was she will always act with New Doan's interests, but that she would do anything she could to protect family.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. She is still an elf in New Doan. But if we discover, as we suspect, that there is a temple, or possibly more than one, in New Doan, we are going to need some help in finding that information, because I don't think it's something they're going to share with everyone.
I don't think you can just look it up.
Also, they were investigating our dragon hybrid problem.
Oh shit.
Who were?
New Doan, the Zadia, because
Really?
they. This is a long time ago now, but they had encountered someone like that.
What, in New Doan?
We had a whole conversation about it. We went out for tea,
Well, I mean,
scones.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah.
the one that we encountered with the carnival, did they not say that they had encountered it or found it out near New Doan? So that would kind of track, wouldn't it?
That's true.
Yeah, I can't remember. We had a conversation with Zadia about it, and one of Zadia's guards had an interaction with one before, but correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but that was a different creature, right? Because it died.
Yeah. They had encountered something weird and draconic that sort of fit a similar description to the creature that you interacted with. It tried to attack some peasants in one of the areas that are actually under the protection of New Doan. And when they killed it, I think, didn't he describe it exploded?
Maybe.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was something weird like that.
So there was no body because it literally just exploded.
Exploded, yeah.
Ooh. Grim.
So it seems like there's more than one reason to go to New Doan. And also I can take my magic test there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot you got to do your magic
yeah,
test.
that's. Do you have to do that regularly? Is it like a sort of yearly check or something?
So the Wizard's Gauntlet is, and this is for Eugene, the Wizard's Gauntlet is a test to be certain that you are ready to move into the next field of magic knowledge, because from the 6th circle onwards, it's reality manipulating stuff, and it's dangerous to let anybody have hold of that. So what it will kind of signify is you will no longer be apprenticed to Tythig. You will be a wizard and a researcher in your own right.
So cool.
And you from there can start working to see if you want to become an archmagus or
Oh boy.
or anything along those lines, and you are free to study and grow your magic as you wish, with
Oh
no
boy.
limitations other than the knowledge that what you do has an effect on the world.
And ethics.
Ethics.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what the Wizard's Gauntlet is about. It's about proving that you have the ethical and moral guidance you need to be able to grow your magic naturally.
Can we call it the wizard test?
It's a Wizard's Gauntlet because it's a proper test. It's dangerous as well.
Sounds a little too close to wizard sleeve, though. Sorry.
Oh god.
Anyway.
Anyway, I've got to
Stream.
take my wizard license.
Okay, good.
But yes, we can do that there. I mean, to be honest, it would just be amazing to visit, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unlikely that I would ever get the chance without going with you, so I think it'd be an amazing experience.
When should we go?
Well, we need to speak with my uncle and find out what the team have been.
The team are going to join you tomorrow for an update and a discussion about what your next steps are anyway, so that's probably perfect timing.
Aha!
Good. Well, we can make a decision tomorrow then, because we were also talking about potentially going back to the temple where Aisling encountered Alabaster for the first time, but I don't know if that's... I can't remember why we were going back.
Because we assumed it was one of the 5 temples, right?
Well, we thought so, but
It
I
had
don't...
something to do with it.
Yeah, it has something to do with them,
Aisling
definitely.
found like the map, but Aisling
Yeah,
didn't
and the little lights.
explore it.
Oh, we were going...
properly.
That's right, we were
Time,
going...
so we were gonna go back and
Weirdly, the one time Aisling didn't draw a map was the time we actually needed it.
probably distracted by all the deadies.
Too many daddies! There were too many of them, alright?
You were
So we
mapping
were
out
gonna go
something
back
else.
for the map.
Okay, got it. Well, we can decide when we've spoken to the ever-expanding research team.
Oh,
And
he's
before
not
we go
used-
anywhere, we
no.
need to go get our cool outfits. We need to wait until they're done, so we can't go anywhere.
And my
until
stuff.
they're-
And Rock's
and your
arm.
stuff.
I
And I want to get that
definitely need the
book
armor.
about stars and shit.
I thought you already.
Oh
bought
yes,
that.
that one.
No, didn't I have to like wait for it?
No, I think
Or
you
did
already
I-
bought that one. Because that was in
Cool.
Ash's. I think she just had it, didn't she?
Hell yeah! All right, nice one.
Good. Well, okay. If we say, well, I can't speak for Aisling, but if I say anything sort of that sounds like it's hitting on embarrassing things or things I shouldn't say to your mother, please just. I don't really know what you could do, but kick me under the table at dinner or something.
You're giving me permission to kick you.
Only if I say something inappropriate.
You're gonna
There-
have no legs left, Rock.
There are caveats.
Maybe I'll just cast silence.
That's fine. That's fine.
Love it.
Only if it's in connection to your mother's past. Anything else I say, it's not for you to judge what's embarrassing. Don't make me start telling people about falling down wells.
Forgot about the wells.
Anyway, right, so should we take a break and maybe sort of refresh before we have dinner?
Yeah, I can smell bread. I'm pretty sure.
Smells so good.
Oh, that's just,
Evelyn must be baking something.
no, that's just Aisling.
House is smelling of warm loaves. Again, and that the wonderful way that Tythic has designed the house so that what food smells just waft through gently without lingering to make you hungry when food is ready.
Because I'm going to leave them, and without saying anything, not like I'm not going to sneak out, but
And I just walk away.
I'm just going to say I'm going to just I need to do a couple of chores before a couple of errands rather before we have dinner. So I'll be back in a few minutes, and I'm going to leave the house. And
What? Be back before 10, young man.
I won't be back for dinner.
All right.
I am literally just popping out to run an errand, which I'll message Chris about.
Cool. Well, you can tell
Have to
me
get some
on
smokes.
our break.
Oh, okay, fine.
But what I will say is, on the way out, Bordeus is kind of just wrapping up for the day. He's just kind of putting on his hat and go, "Oh, Master Rock, I've got a letter came for you. It's just sitting on the mantle there.
Thank you.
Boys, if you don't need me anything else, I should be heading home for the evening."
Good. No, I'm sure we'll be perfectly fine. Thank you very much.
And he leaves.
Okay, I'm going to grab the letter and see. Can I tell without opening it where it's from or anything?
It doesn't have a stamp mark or anything along those lines. It just has
It's
your.
hand delivered.
It's it looks like it's been couriered. You don't recognise the handwriting, and it is scratchy and legible just about.
Okay, I will grab the letter and head out the door, and I will read it as I'm going.
Sounds like Bill's. Throw it out.
Inside is a letter from someone that you haven't heard from in a little while. It's from Jaggeth. one of Skier's friends.
Ooh.
And the letter says, Rok, hope you don't mind me contacting you. I always think fondly of you and our time together. I have a favour to ask, one that Skier and the others will be cross of for asking you, but I know that you travel further afield than we do. We haven't heard from Estri for over a month, and we are starting to worry. If in your travels you catch wind of that rotten half-elf, can you please just ask him to let us know that he's okay?
Okay.
All warmest regards, biggest hugs, Jaggeth.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. And I think on that note, we shall take ourselves a little break.
And Michelle can take some deep breaths.
So we will be back at 22, so that's 10 minutes time. Go and grab a drink and stretch, and think about all these wonderful revelations that our friends have been sharing.
The drama, the tea.
Drama.
Amazing.
Tea. Scorching.
Yes, we love you all, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Mwah.
Bye.
And we are back.
Oui, oui.
Charlie's having a French moment. Having spent a week in Scotland.
Yep, it's completely natural. A natural leap there.
Dear. Welcome back. I hope you have all had a lovely break, a stretch, and things like that. Thank you, Michelle, for the subscription. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dal, for the raid earlier on as well. I was in the middle of flow, so I couldn't sort of talk on it, but we do appreciate it.
All excellent eggs.
All wonderful, wonderful people. We have a lovely community. We love sharing this space with you all. Before our break, our friends caught up with the revelation that Eugene's mother, Valindra, was once a spy for the New Doan city of the elves, has now retired and removed herself from the politics in order to raise her family and live out her husband's natural lifespan. Much teasing, lots of questions, lots of mad theories, and Rok has shortly ago left the house to do something that I know that he will reveal, no doubt, soon. Having received a letter from Jaggeth, one of the Drakes, the group of mercenaries who helped them rescue Parshkik, and Rok had a small, intimate dalliance with.
Golly!
Yes, my fan. Chris, just on the letter, would I know where Estrie would be or anything like that? Where I would start looking if I was to? Okay.
And if you want, you can make a general insight check if you want.
Yeah, I would like to, please. That's not very good. Inside. No, that's only an 11.
Okay. It's hard to say. Jaggeth was really warm and charming and a really nice guy. He's not the brightest of guys, so he might not have thought to give you that sort of information beyond the fact that he's clearly panicking about his friend who he cares about.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay.
Is there anything else that people would like to do with their day before we move on to the next day?
I think I've caused enough chaos.
Never.
Oh yeah, I don't sleep. No sleep. Another club.
Actually, what Rok will do is we'll ask Eugene if it's possible to send Jaggeth a message.
Yes, Eugene is familiar enough with Jaggeth to be able to do so.
Because I will mention the note to Eugene and Aisling, and just kind of say that I got this and it's unusual, but I may as well try and help if I can. But I will ask Eugene if he could send a message to Jaggeth, and I will be sure to say, make sure you say who it is and that I told you to message them, because Jaggeth can be a little slow on the uptake sometimes. But if you could just ask if they know where the last place that Estrie was, so that we can start putting out some feelers, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Thank you.
So you send out a message to Jaggeth, and you get, oh right, message. Hang on.
Oh my god.
His reply is just, who is this?
He was on a mission. I think he went south to the... And it cuts off.
Ashton feels like a fucking genius.
Okay, do you know what? We'll just leave it for today.
Yeah, I can send him another message and then he can reply to that one.
Do you know what? If you don't mind, let's do that tonight so that we're not wasting your magical energy tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I'll send him another message then asking, for the precise location if he doesn't mind.
Right, yeah. Gotta be concise.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
He was going south to the Three Nations. Skier was really shady about where. Something to do with you lot. That's all I know. That's why I reached out.
Interesting.
Excellent.
He says it something to do with us.
Hey?
The reason he was going south, all he knows is that it was south, the Free Nations.
Oh.
Not a lot to go.
Okay, well, there might be some people we can ask, so that's a start. Kind of. Anyway.
I think the three of you are savvy enough to kind of work out by the way that Skier talked to Estrie and the way that Estrie was, that Estrie may very well be, if not directly, but indirectly working for Sabina Rithin.
Okay.
So you kind of got the impression that not everybody in that mercenary group was, but certainly those two had a close connection to Sabina in one way or another.
Yep.
So
Okay.
from
Okay.
that, it's either something that you're doing, if it's related to you, it's either something that you are doing or something that you have been involved with.
Yeah.
You can extrapolate from that as you wish.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, the list of side quests grows.
Yep. We have map markers for days.
If that is everything, I think the three of you settle in with a lovely meal with Valindra, Cambor, Tythig, and Evelyn. It's a little awkward because there's a lot of little groups that don't really know each other that well, but Cambor's very charming, and so is Valindra, and they carry it very well. I think a couple of points in time, you kind of get the impression that the two of them are talking around subjects in a way that they're trying to communicate things without saying outright what their intentions are.
Aisling hates that.
I think Rok knows courtly doublespeak very well.
Aisling has one vibe for everyone. And yeah.
Rock recognizes it and he's bored with it already. I think the only thing is that Rock is unusually quiet because he's utterly terrified he's going to say something he shouldn't.
That's true. I'm probably doing the same thing.
And then the only other thing is that every now and then, when Valindra looks up, Rock is just smiling at her.
Oh, sweet
That's all. Doesn't say
fanboy
anything.
Rock.
And then as soon as he realizes that she's clocked him, he's like that. Food.
Is everything wrong, brother? You do seem to be alarmingly quiet this evening.
No, nothing wrong. Nothing at all. Or just all good, all fine, everything's above board, out in the open, all good. How was your day?
Well, clearly not as entertaining as yours was. I saw the sights of Cloudscan, which is a strange and beautiful city. I am very pleased to call it a place that we can trade with. It's going to be nice to be able to come back here on occasion.
It's a strange city, but it's quite nice. I mean, there's some very odd things that go on here, but
Have we accidentally made Sky Norwich?
I suppose Klaus Kern could very well be described as Sky Norwich, or
all right, cool,
or maybe Sky Austin.
Yes, but I mean, it's. I mean, when I first came here, I thought it was a little bit of a dump, really. But once you get to see different parts of the city, it's actually very nice. And there's some lovely places. So I'm glad you got to see a bit of it. Yes.
It's so it's down in the Docks District, watching some of the beautiful airships coming from different places. And then I went up and took a tour of the Outer Citadel, which is a gorgeous building.
Yes, it's very pretty.
What about you all? Just
went to the pub, had a drink. Aisling and I had a drink, and Eugene was catching up with his family, and that's it. Nothing else. Nothing at all. Nothing. Oh, and I got a letter from somebody. That's probably why I'm a bit distracted. I'm just things.
And we had a lot of wine.
Well, day drinking does seem to have that effect on people.
Yep.
But yes. So yeah. Yes. That's all.
Good. Mm-hmm. During the course of the rest of the meal, it's kind of decided that tomorrow Evelyn will bake stock to show investors, so that they know what they're getting into and whether actually they need to. So she's got to go up to the Citadel tomorrow, and your sister volunteers to keep her company.
Are they going to do a Dragon's Den pitch?
Yeah.
They're going to go and talk to the bureaucrats about what they're doing and stuff like that. Campbell says that if you're all busy, because she knows that there is something going on that she probably shouldn't be privy to tomorrow, so if you're all busy, it would probably behove her to be there, because she at least knows Rebecca, so she can smooth some wheels if they need to be.
Yeah, and I will just say to Evelyn, whether it's sort of at dinner or afterwards, I'm just going to say, honestly, if you're looking for somebody to help negotiate and get around admin and red tape and stuff, Campbell is the one you want with you, believe me. She knows how to play these things.
And Valindra says that she'd be delighted to go with as well. So it looks like your three guests are going to be keeping themselves busy tomorrow, which gives you the day to concentrate on your next moves.
Okay.
The evening moves on, and I think eventually your mother retires if you haven't got anything you need of her. Your sister stays up with the three of you. Again, probably starts baking at an inappropriate time after the kitchen's all been cleaned down.
There is never an inappropriate thing. Thank you, Theo.
I was just going to say,
such thing.
Eugene is counting on it.
I think if Evelyn does kind of go to the kitchen, Eugene will go with her, and I mean, primarily to taste everything, but also to have like a catch up after the conversation they had earlier, like just the two of them.
Hi.
So that was a lot.
Yeah, that is why I am baking and trying not to deal with it. How are you doing?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Undoubtedly cool. Kind of makes me feel like me baking for a living isn't really pushing things along, but I only know how to be happy, so I'm not going to worry about that. And Uncle Perb always said that we should be ourselves, not worry about who our parents were.
Yeah, but that's easy to say.
Yeah, when you find out that your parents are two of the most legendary heroes in the last 3 centuries.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're doing something different. I'm literally doing the same thing. I mean, I'm always going to be compared to...
Hey, and she puts down this tray of croissants that she's prepping and kind of just comes over and takes your hands. Hey, neither of them fought a god and saved the Sky Shield. You're doing important things because you.
Well, I haven't saved the Sky Shield yet.
You're gonna do it. I have every faith. See? Yeah, it's, you're adventurers, they were adventurers. That doesn't matter. You're telling your own story.
Just feels like a lot to live up to. I mean, it was bad enough when it was just Dad.
I think that's one of the reasons Mum might have kept it quiet. Just so that you could grow into who you wanted to be rather than trying to live up to her shadow. My dad's bad enough, but and I think she did the right thing. I'm not even slightly mad at her about keeping it a secret. I completely get it. How about you?
Oh yeah, me too. I'm not mad.
Okay. You're pretty cool, right? And you're not allowed to repeat that I told you that, because if you do, I will deny it to everybody.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Do
I
not
didn't
push
hear
your
it.
luck, or there will be no baked goods tomorrow. But yeah, you're cool. Your friends are cool. You're doing really good things. I'm massively proud of you. I know Mum is. And her dad is too. Like, the minute you became an official hero, God, he wouldn't shut up. Bit annoying, to be fair.
Yeah, well, he never did know how to read the room, so.
That's why I used to throw dough at him. You should try it sometime. Actually, Rock!
Definitely not round the corner. Quick,
You
sprint
hear,
away a wee bit.
I think they just hear the obviously fake footsteps of somebody trying to make as if they're coming up the hallway, and then coming around the corner going, "Sorry, I was in the other room. You called?"
No, you weren't. You weren't.
Roll an attack roll.
You weren't in the other. You were behind the door. Come
Roll a dex-based attack roll, please, Theo, for Eugene.
Oh my god.
So 13.
13? You're not presently wearing your armor, are you, Rock?
Well, I'm still wearing my old armor, so
What's your DC? Your AC, sorry?
that's a good question. Bear with. Come on.
No worries.
Probably more
I
than
can't find it.
13. Because that's my armor class.
Yeah, it is more than that. Yeah, 15.
So you do get hit in the nose by a ball of dough. One of them goes over your shoulder, just a little high.
I'm just gonna. That Rock's just like, what was that for? You called me
What
here.
did I get for eavesdropping?
Yep.
I was, actually, Rock's just gonna go. We were not. I mean, I was not eavesdropping.
Aisling?
You snitch! You fucking snitch!
You said that. Sorry.
Is there any dough near me that I can throw at Rock?
No, because you've got to come into the kitchen.
Right, I'm gonna come into the kitchen. Is there any dough near me that I can throw at Rock?
Do you want to make another attack roll,
I do.
Eugene?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
What's your AC?
That's a 16.
Haters beats.
So 2 blobs of dough, just smack, one in the forehead, one just in the chest.
Ah!
Sorry.
I wouldn't do anything.
We were just walking past, and when you called. Anyway, what was the question?
So like that, it's really good. I'll leave you some recipe for some dough. It's really good stress relief.
Yeah,
Wait, you just called me in here to throw dough at me.
Yeah?
Okay. That's fine.
Why are you looking at me? It wasn't my idea.
It's how I deal with my father when he's being too much.
Ashley's gonna try and eat whatever dough is thrown at her. Is it good?
It's good dough.
Okay, well there you go. She's happy.
Yeah.
Yep, she's happy.
Now, Shoo, we're having a conversation, and I will hear how
Okay.
far you go.
Fine. I'm going to turn around, and as we turn to walk out the room, I'm going to cast Mage Hand and get it to smack loads of flour right up into Eugene and
Yes! Make a spell attack for me.
Love it.
oh my god, it's a natural one.
Oh no!
I feel like two mage hands just suddenly appear holding the flower at bay.
I was gonna say, could I use my I can't remember what it's called. Benign
Fireball?
transportation to like swap places with Rock so that he gets covered in
Because it was a natural one, I'm going to allow that. That's really funny.
Oh!
Oh my god. So I think Rock's kind of very smugly going to just walk away and think he's going to surprise them by doing that. And as it throws back like that, he suddenly just gets hit in the face with this huge amounts of flour and just stands there going,
Standing right next to you, Evelyn's giggling, and she's just got a mage hand that's very similar to Eugene's, but a bluer colour. And she just walks away, picking up a bowl and starting to beat some eggs into
Rock's just going
flour.
to dust.
Eugene's just absolutely like doubled over in fits of laughter in the point at which you were stood.
I'm just going to dust the flour off, and with complete composure, covered in flour, Rock's just going to walk past, and as I walk past Eugene, I'm just going to go rude and just carry on. And then when I get to the end of the corridor, I'm just going to yell, Aisling!
Oh shit! Right, yep, coming.
It's a good thing you're white dragonborn, otherwise that would really show up.
Totes. And now I'm going to have to go and change my outfit.
Or prestidigitation.
What a shame. Wardrobe change.
So, yeah. Like that. I'll leave you a dough recipe.
Thanks.
And don't worry about all of it. Like, and this, even Dad, I think, as boorish as he can be, would rather that the two of us were happy and being ourselves than trying to be him or Mum.
Yeah, I guess there's a part of me that knows that, really.
Anyway,
But,
batter.
you know, yeah, definitely.
She passes you the empty bowl with the spoon.
And actually, while we're here baking, and don't, you're not allowed to tease me about what I'm about to say or ask you, okay? Promise?
I reserve the sister's right, but I err on we're having a nice moment.
So, I was wondering if you could help me bake something for someone.
I could do that. Would this be a friend someone or a potential romantic someone?
You know the answer to that.
Yeah, no, I just want you to say it. Of course I'll help. Do you know what he likes?
I know you like spicy food.
Okay. We could make, there's like a Dragonborn make this like denser cake that is rich with spices and fruit. Apparently it keeps very well, which is really good for them because obviously they have poorer harvest, but apparently down this way it's considered a bit of a delicacy.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Is it hard to make?
I mean, I might need to cheat it a little bit to get it done if you need it for tomorrow,
Yeah.
but I think we can make that happen.
Okay. Just tell me what to do.
And she does, and the two of you go through a evening. The rest of your evening is spent creating a spiced fruit cake for Gree, which is, and you definitely can sense your sister is. She's not hiding the fact she uses magic to quicken things anymore. Not around you, at least. But you can definitely see her.
Put it in the magic easy bake oven.
Pretty much so, yeah.
Oh,
Mixing in chemicals and mixing ingredients of like an alchemist, for example, might mix concoctions, and it all comes together way quicker than it should do. But it's very, very good. And you get to lick another bowl for the batter.
And she gets to boss me around for a couple of hours, which
Yeah.
I'm sure she's really enjoying.
Wonderful
win-win.
time is had by all. If there's nothing else this evening, I shall move on to the next morning. You all have a very nice rest. I don't think any of you need to take a long rest at this point. Oh, Eugene
I took
regains
so
his
much
spells.
I need to
Damage.
get back my yeah.
And never message Jagath again.
Oh yeah, my million spell slots that I used. Sending messages again.
Morning comes, you raise in your normal order. There is a full spread, including freshly baked pastries ready. You all have a lovely breakfast. Afterwards, your mother stops you for all a second. So while Cambor, your sister, and I are out today, is there anything you need us to pick up for the house? Anything that you would like to for us to purchase for you all? No?
I really enjoyed these hair clips. If you find any more of these,
I shall keep an eye out for them, Aisling. Also,
they're great. I especially like these butterfly ones that wiggle.
she just kind of leans over and just tightens them ever so slightly. I think they're supposed to be like that.
Oh my god!
That way they won't fall out all the time.
Thank you.
Yes, but I will keep an eye out. But in the meantime, don't work too hard and don't let your uncle lecture you all. You know what he gets like. Hugs. To give Eugene and both of you get a hug as well.
Hell yeah!
Campbell just
Super secret spy mum hug. Woo!
Campbell is kind of like toward the edge, and she's just kind of in your head as you kind of look over to her. Rock, you just hear no. And the two women, the three women, walk out. And into
Girls
their
stay
day.
out.
Girls stay out. You are left to your own devices for a few hours. After a while, Tythig gathers you all in the library, and the library has changed ever so slightly. There is now a new door. And he's swinging a new key around which he kind of puts into lock. This will be on the mantle, under the mantle in the main reading room, if you ever need it. Just so a little bit more security. Not that it's anything to worry about per se, because only friends come in, but you never know. Can never be too careful, and we are dealing with some quite serious matters. Unlocks it, and beyond it is a new room, which is laid out like a small, well, I suppose it's like a small lecture theatre, with like lots of desks with plenty of space to work on. You notice a lot of the research stuff that they had left around the library has been moved into here. It's not a panic room, Rooney. No, a research room. There are maps independent of all the nations and the scattered lands as a whole across the wall, and a bookshelf of currently being researched books on one wall as well. And he leads you all in. Library is good, but having a space that we can set things up that's not going to clutter up the house is much better, I think.
Sorry.
Any room is a panic room if you're anxious enough. Thank you, Charlie.
Am I not right?
Charlie, I feel so seen.
You notice that there are 3 spaces each have a small plaque on them with your names. And some fresh paper and some quills and inks as well.
Oh my god.
But if you want to actually take notes.
Wow.
You guys are so bad at note taking. Chris is making you take notes in game.
I know. Wow, the shade has got real in this episode.
Okay, alright.
Oh, look, I've got a pen, Chris.
No, I've got multiple.
Oh, it was not an attack. It was just, I thought it would be a nice gesture.
It wasn't an attack, it was just a gentle nudge.
Do make notes. You are left. He kind of like leaves his own devices for a second. After a while, you hear the mansion bell go, and you hear Kath's gentle plod through the house, and then you hear voices coming up to the library. The first person to appear, unsurprisingly, is a grey-skinned tiefling wearing a sash robe and brand new moccasins, by the looks of it at the moment.
How much are we paying this research team?
Gree comes in.
Have they got red souls?
No, they have not.
Red soul moccasins.
Yeah. Le Bouton Mocassin.
That's well known. Louboutin moccasin.
Oh dear. He comes into the room. He's all beams and smiles. Hi! Oh goodness, it's really good to see you all again. And kind of like just gives Rok and Aisling a quick hug, and then wanders over.
What are you doing?
Rock, for fuck's sake.
To Eugene and just gives Eugene a huge hug and a very, very subtle peck on the cheek.
Rock is not going to say anything, but is going to look at Aisling and just do a proper.
They're not even married.
After him comes Milith, who has a bag under her shoulder, which has already got a number of books in. And she is presently in conversation with Elise, who has come through. And Elise is she's changed her clothes. She's kind of got like a green doublet on now instead of the darker clothes that you saw her before. And she's tied her hair back, and you can see these wooden-like horns, but they look like they're made of like carved tree bark coming out in several places. Showing her Fey heritage proudly.
Nice. I like it.
And Theo's just like, I know what she is. After her bounding in with absolute energy, bending poor Farkas Bench's ear off, is an excitable dark grey tabaxi. With silver markings. Toby just runs up and nearly knocks Eugene off of his feet as he just charges in and just grabs you by the waist with a big hug. Hi! Oh goodness!
Whoa.
And then rushes over to Aisling and does the same, and then wanders over to Rok and goes, "Yep, that seems to have taken. Hello again!" and just kind of shakes your hand vigorously.
Hello. What seems to have taken?
The whole being alive thing.
What do you? Wait, there was a chance it wouldn't. Anyway, never mind. Just hello.
Also come through the tall, elegant, teal-skinned Bonnie with Riskarith, and the two of them are discussing like Risker, you can hear, is kind of talking about if we're going to go back out into the field, we need to make sure we're hiring the right people. She's talking to the Mercenaries Guild, she's talking to the Adventurers Guild, we need just a little bit of funds. And Bonnie just taps her on the arm and goes, we trust your judgment, you tell us what you need, and we will provide it, Riskerith. You don't need to threat. You have this. Your wife is right, you worry too much. Riskerith just kind of sighs and wanders in. And last but not least, dragging a tome that they have decided is important, is a small quasit made of green scales and bright yellow eyes with a big grin, who is shouting for Farkas as they come in. Farkas just rolls their eyes and wanders over and just picks up the book and the quasit and deposits them on their desk as well. Right, well, this is everybody. I guess this is the first time that everyone's been able to be together for a while, says Tythig, and just kind of, if I can get you to all just have a seat for a bit. We're just going to...
Ashley's so excited to have a designated seat with her name on it.
We're going to have a general catch-up, and then I think our three friends would probably like some help trying to work out what we're going to do next. Am I right?
Yes, please.
Yes, that would be helpful.
Right, well, first thing we do is we need to run down on where we are with things. Forgive me if some of this feels like it's touching on old news. Presently, we are seeking out the location of the remaining 4 sky temples. To that end, we have located the first, albeit by a happy accident and generous support from our friends in Daklan. And we have attested to the identity of the first guardian, the Allcaster. And to that end, the other descendants, the keepers of the Magi who kept that, the Allcasters, who appear to be an honorific title passed down along the Fearbolg line. So, beyond that, we have 4 other names. Obin Rilmist, Lafil Zilman, Atzi the Builder, and Durigir Thornhammer. I got that right. Is that the right Thornhammer?
I thought it was Restir.
Restir Thornhammer.
I did have both names written down.
Yes, that's right. Restir Thornhammer. Location-wise, we're still not 100% certain where we need to look, but we do have some clues. I think the first thing to do is to check in with the field team, and kind of points to the 3 of you, if there is any other developments that you can update us with.
I think I'll sort of look over at you.
Well, we do know that the temple that Aisling originally encountered. They all know about Alabaster, so originally encountered Alabaster. We know that temple has something to do with the others, and we think that there was some kind of, possibly a map, or at least some kind of guide to directions that we may be able to find that may help us find the other ones. Although we don't think it's an actual sky temple, we know it's connected somehow to this.
To that end, Riskarif kind of leans back. I have hired a group of adventurers who are keen to help to keep an eye on that location. They have been there for a couple of weeks. I have been out to see them. They seem fine. After the events of recent things in Ladywell's farm, nobody else seems to be particularly keen to go out to the temple.
No one's done another murder, have they?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yes, that was where your friend murdered those people, wasn't it?
Not my friend.
Well, you befriended her.
Not on purpose.
To that end, we need to make sure that we are being careful both with our inquiries and when we are going. Clearly, somebody beyond just the embers are moving against us and are prepared to kill to protect whatever power they have.
Yeah.
We have had no luck tracking down this Callie. Did you say her surname was Misthurst?
Did I?
I think she did introduce herself as Callie Misthurst.
Right, cool. Yep.
I know it was Callie, but...
Yeah.
People on Ladywell Farms remember seeing her around, but they don't know more than that. It is possible it is a pseudonym or a pretend name to cover herself.
Okay. Just look for anyone who looks sneaky and awful.
From your description, we are looking for a red-haired, pale-skinned, city-born woman with slight tusks.
Who is sneaky and awful. Yes, quite.
Very sneaky, very
I
skilled.
think they've got that, Ashley.
Never worth not pointing those things out, though, Ashley. But we are very aware of that in this instance.
Good.
Eugene is quite right.
Do we know if the other names are connected to temples that may be in a specific area? Do we know if the temple that we found, do we know if the person who was responsible for that or anything like that, do we know if there's any connection to the place? Were these temples built and sort of created by people who lived in that area?
The problem being, of course, is the only direct connection we have are the Firbolg, and they're not exactly renowned for keeping written records. Their line is story-based.
Well, yes, but we do know an Allcaster descendant who may be able to at least tell us what the stories say.
Yes, and we probably should talk to the Allcaster directly to see what information that they can provide.
I mean, what I'm trying to figure out is if there are sort of people that were responsible for these temples, are they people who were known in that area? For example, one of these names is from a dwarven background. Would that person be responsible for a temple necessarily in a dwarven area that was traditionally a dwarven area, for example?
I think it's this point that Greed points out. That is one of the thoughts we've had. It does seem like a logical place to go. But beyond, obviously, accidentally stumbling across Allowcaster and thereby the extension the Allcaster and the Thornhammers, we don't really have a general connection to that. Actually, that's not technically 100% true. As I said, we've got...
Well, then you're fired.
There
is no place for lies here.
We don't have anything concrete, but there is a couple of things that we've managed to uncover that might lead you. They just lead you in a general direction, not to a set location. For example, and she kind of looks over to Gree. Gree and I were looking into naming convention, and Bonnie pointed out that Adsi is a lizard folk name, particularly a tribe in the south. But they're a secretive lot at the best. I think. Well, actually, Gree says Rok knows a couple of them from the carnival.
Mm-hmm.
So they left their people behind, from what I understand, but they might have some information if we can reach out to them.
Yes, and even cultures that are just story-based and verbal stories and don't write things down will have some records passed down through those stories. So we could always inquire about that. Also, I would also like to point out that we did meet somebody with the surname of Zillman at the ball, so perhaps there is a connection there, as I believe they were based in New Darwin.
I think, Eugene, you can make an insight check with advantage.
Ooh.
That is a 24.
24. Dang, that's good. Your uncle very subtly fixes you with a look that says, "Are you okay to talk about this?"
Yeah, I'll fix him a yes look.
I mean, to be fair, Rock very intentionally pointed out that we had collectively met somebody with the surname Zillman. So I am setting it up so that this conversation can happen without anybody needing to, share any secrets.
We may have an in with that. Zadia Zillman is a moon elf and has already expressed an interest in Eugene. So they may be open to a discussion about their family heritage with our field team. But we would need to probably go there in person to attest that. And unfortunately, being the only elf or half-elf in this current group, that would fall on you, Eugene. Or Aisling. I would also say that we might get something out of Alice, but my information is not quite there yet. I don't feel comfortable going to talk on behalf of everybody else to leaders, she says.
Oh, I'm happy to go. I mean, it seems fortuitous timing, as I do have to take my wizard's gauntlet.
And I can write you a letter of introduction to their high mages. And she can organise that from her side, so there's a good excuse to go as well.
Yeah, and it would be an excuse that would afford all three of us going.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we go as well anyway?
Well, if Eugene is taking his gauntlet, he will need allies to help support him through that.
Well, yes, he's not going to go
cheering
out
him
there
on?
on his own.
Well, that is one option. Second option, obviously, is you would like to visit the White Temple, as we have nicknamed it, mostly because of its colour, and we don't know what it is.
I'm just going to whisper to Aisling, it's white. The colour.
Thanks.
Probably made of alabaster.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun!
Oh my god, the connections! It all makes sense.
There was something else, Alice says. I reached out to Mallory's representatives, both my mother and to Auntie Needles, as to if there is anyone that they could suggest who might know more. Mallory, unfortunately, doesn't remember much, so she can't really support us in that. My mother says they were brought along for the ride, but they were not really aware of what was happening. But what they did...
Ashling's whole deal.
But they did suggest one other person who might know. There is a fae lady who is known as a keeper of secrets. She's called the Magpie Queen.
Whoa.
She sounds cool.
I like her already.
She is neither of the Dusk or Dawn court, so her will and her whims are her own, and we can't predict her, but we can arrange an audience but we don't know what she would ask for in return. That is part where there's a danger with powerful fae, even like my mother and Mallory. If you don't know what you're getting into when you go there, you could walk out with nothing.
Well, yes, that sort of makes sense. It tracks with what we know so far. So we would have to be prepared for whatever happened when we went there, or to turn it down if we are not willing to. But perhaps we could start with the easier ones then, rather than
we
that
might
one.
end up bumping into someone who's like met the Magpie Queen before and knows what the deal is.
That seems good. There was one more thing we did find. Greed find out. One of the names, and he kind of starts tearing through some paper, not tearing paper, but whipping through his notes and things like that.
Fuck this.
Rock is just going to sigh loudly.
Open
Oh my
Realmist.
God, Rock.
There is a mention of him in the Cloud's Kern journals about the same time that the Magi disappeared, some 300 years ago. He was a priest of the Tempest.
Ooh.
Now, from what I have found out, there's one major area where the Tempest is. I mean, the Tempest is generally not a god that we worship if we can help it, but apparently there is one place where they do openly worship him, mostly to try and placate him. The Albatross. You might find history of Realmist at the Albatross.
Well, I mean, that, to all intents and purposes, that gives us clues for at least 4 of these. I mean, where they lead, who knows, but that's at least 4 fairly substantial leads for us to pursue.
The only one we probably can't actively pursue at the moment is the Thornhammers, simply because Empire is very, very protective about who they let into their borders and for what reason. So we need to be very careful there because, and he kind of does glance at Rock, we don't want to cause friction whilst there is a time of peace there.
Well, don't look at me, I haven't caused any.
I know, but us harbouring you might be considered.
You're not harbouring me, I'm here by choice.
I know.
Yeah, but you also want to, you kind of want them to think you're still dead, though, right?
That was the idea, yes, but we'll come back to that part.
Millif at this point kind of leans over very quietly to Eugene, towards Eugene, and casts a message spell. I haven't known Rock that well, but is he going to be able to hide like that? He seems like too exuberant a character.
Well, I did try telling him that. I mean, thus far, he's pretty much told everyone we've run into that he died. So I'm not sure how long it's going to remain a secret.
The two of you fix each other with this sort of wizardly look of if only they were as smart as we were.
Books.
So you have a number of options available to you. To recap, we could go to the Albatross, seeking blind. We could head to Ashore and the region of the lizard folk in the south. We easily can skip over to the White Temple and see what we can find there, which I think might not be a bad move. Or we can begin the process of getting Eugene and his allies into New Doan.
Eugene, how, urgent is your test?
Well, I suppose it's not super urgent, but it would be good to do it sooner rather than later. Just otherwise, I can't really progress any further.
Well, maybe we should do that first.
Yes, then we'll just do that. I mean, none of the other leads are particularly, way ahead of any other in terms of what we know. They're all essentially leads that may lead us nowhere. So I think that one will be at least achieving your wizard's gauntlet thing. So we at least achieve that if we go. So I think we should do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Which direction, or where is the temple that Aisling went to? What's that closest to?
Closest to Cloud's Cone. It is about half a day's flight to the
Is it like
west.
on the way to New Dawn?
Not technically, but going out of your way and then skipping down to New Dawn, it's not going to cost you too much to do that.
Okay.
So if you wanted to drop in and just check on the temple first, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it seems logical to me to check out the temple first, because if there is a map there, that would save a lot of...
I mean, if there was any kind of wayfinding or explanation, it may then at least help us on one of the others. So,
Okay, so we go to temple first.
so Ladywell Farms, and then to New Dohan.
Yeah.
Or at least one of the staging points, which Aisling will be able to guide you to for New Dohan.
Haha!
Because she knows how to get to the city.
Eugene could send word ahead that we were coming so that they expect us, as they have offered for us to join them there at some point.
Solid plan, lads.
Sounds to me like you dangerously know what you're doing your next moves.
Unless anyone else decides that they're going to die or something.
Yeah, or get kidnapped.
Aisling,
I
roll me
didn't
a
decide.
con save. I'm joking.
Well, no, I think that it makes sense for us to do that, and then we'll just see from there if one of them turns out to be more clear than the other, then we'll follow that one. But for now, I think this makes sense.
It seems perfectly reasonable to me. We'll make the right arrangements. Eugene, if you would like to reach out to Sadia and just check that she is willing to meet with you, and I will make sure I write my letter of recommendation.
And we should probably let the crew know that we'll be needing the...
Yes, I did receive a message from the captain. I did check in with the captain on this morning. He should be back in Cloud's Cairn tomorrow. They will need a day to rest and unload, but beyond that, they are
we still have some things we need to pick up at the shop and various other arrangements to make.
Very good. In the
And I
meantime,
need to study for this exam.
You have to study?
What exactly do you study for it? Is it like learning new spells, or?
Yeah, what do you
Well,
gotta
yeah,
do?
not new spells, but I have to make sure that I have an intimate knowledge of the spells that I can cast.
Do you have to spar?
depending on the challenge presented by the Archmagus overseeing,
Oh my
you
god.
might, or face down a horrifying beast, or travel to distant planes. Unfortunately, it is the one element you can't study for, which is why...
Do you know what? I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine then. I'm just going to give Uncle Pert a very obvious "you're not helping" look.
Bonnie kind of leans over and just kind of puts her hand on your shoulder. I had to go into a shadow realm and face all my relatives. It was horrible.
What the hell?
But you are more than prepared for this, Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of leans and goes, I also failed the first time, so...
Wow, this group is just bolstering Eugene's confidence.
Yep.
You have got this, and you will be fine.
Besides, if we're allowed to help, you can just tell us what to do, and we'll point out some
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and we'll break them.
Wreck it.
Right. As for the rest of
pretty
us, I would like to investigate this possibility of meeting with the Magpie Queen at a late future point, even if we just get her,
Yes.
get her.
Yeah, she pretty much sounds
general
like the coolest
perception.
person ever.
Be
Yep.
wary. Remember, this is an older fae. She will be dangerous.
Honestly, after the thing they explained to me that they had to face with the multiple futures and things, it sounds like she could be fun.
Oh yes, I need to make sure I get notes from you all about that. That was fascinating. Dangerous, but fascinating. Riskarith, would you reach out to your adventuring party and just let them know that we will, as our field team will be dropping by to check on the temple and help out? Bonnie, if you and Farkas wouldn't mind popping to Ashore, talk to our allies down there and see if we can find something out about these folks. And I will see, whilst we got your sister on board, Rok, to see if there's anything she could do to help us, whilst we have her directly unable and nobody else reading our messages as they get to the Empire.
I mean, I'm sure she will do what she can, but she obviously has a position to uphold, so...
Absolutely. But I know that she personally said at one point, frankly, my position means nothing if the whole world falls out the sky.
Yup.
Right. Toby, I am going to have to send you back to the Forest of Malwind temporarily, but do come straight back. Just update the research team in Ashore as to what's going on. Millith, if you would go with them, that would be appreciated.
and you could, while you're there, you could talk to Alacaster.
Yes, and just at least check on what else the Allcaster and Allocaster might need from us.
Yes, please.
Right, that was a good, productive use of time. Thank you so much, the three of you. That really helps us out a lot.
Well, we're very lucky to have an ever-expanding research team living in Eugene's house.
We've got a cool room for them now, though.
That's true. Eugene can have the library back, and he won't break out in hives every time someone moves a book.
I could break out in hives.
Little ones. Just little ones.
System.
I think Greed just kind of reaches very, very quietly under the desk and just kind of squeezes your hand sympathetically.
Like, you did, babe. You did break out in hives.
Right. Well,
Can I roll to see if I perceived Greed going to give Eugene a little hand squeeze?
yeah, you
never
definitely.
know,
I mean, you
Rob.
don't even need to roll for it because he rolled a 1 on his sleight of hand. So
He's like,
If I see him do that, I will not. I'm not going to say anything at all until he's done the squeezing of the hand, and then a couple of seconds later, Greed's just going to hear in his head, "Hands above the table."
God! God, Dad, you're so embarrassing.
I'm not even going to look at him. No, I'm just going to say that, and that's like not even look. I'm just going to carry on looking at Herb or whoever's talking.
I think there's a
Rob.
thump as Greed is kind of caught unaware by this and just kind of bangs his knees, sits up straight, sort of thing.
Poor Cree.
And then I think I'm going to very loudly and flamboyantly bang on the table and go, "Meeting adjourned."
I think everyone just kind of looks at you a little, okay, fine, and then they just kind of get up and start looking at books and things that they were going to do after the meeting.
We're the ones that need to leave. Like, Aisling has destroyed her table with doodles and scratches, by the way.
Already.
Yeah. She's been like doodling on it, and you know, like in school, you carve shit into the table. She's been doing that the whole time.
I love that Theo's face actually went.
In my mansion?
Magic table.
Anywhere.
Ashling's going to get
No.
so pissed off, though, because every time she goes back in, it's going to be wiped
Yeah,
clean.
Perb's just going to do that and just replace it with a new table.
No.
Well, the mansion like cleans itself, right? Repairs itself. So.
Yeah.
God
Mostly,
damn
yeah.
it.
Good, well, that sounds like at least we have a plan.
Yeah.
Right,
I
well,
didn't, I'm going to just say quietly to Eugene, I didn't, give anything away, did I? That was okay. I was trying to be sort of subtle about the Zillman thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, good. Great.
the three of you, probably, I don't know, it's up to you. If you want to hang around and help out with the research that they're doing and the connection you can do.
I would be no help whatsoever.
I feel like Aisling and Rok, at the very least, would very much be like, no.
I'm gonna make life easier for you guys and fuck off.
You notice that Riskarif, as soon as you make your way out, kind of like makes, kind of says, well, if you need me, I shall be outside.
Anywhere but here.
Yeah. And she leaves with you. I will reach out. You might know them. There's 4 adventurers. A young human fighter named Mardik Smith. Marog recommended him. I think you will recognise the young adventurer that used to be smitten with Rok.
Aww.
Wait, who are we talking about?
This is Riskarif saying about the adventurers on at Ladywell, just outside Ladywell.
At Ladywell, got it, okay.
Lotus the Quick, his
Cool.
friend, and Meryl Dwindwiff, who
A big
is their cleric, and one other, Meryl Dwildwiff.
Okay.
Yes, seemed like a good bunch of people.
Good, well, it's nice to have contacts there, at least. And hopefully we won't meet any strangers on a ferry.
Murders.
Well, presumably you can get there directly with the Dragon's Hope.
Well, yes, that is the plan when they get back.
Well, I've got a few things to do, and apart from anything else, I need to call my children and just let them know that I miss them. So I will be around for the rest of the day if you do need me, though.
Good, thank you.
She wanders off. Leaving, I think as you're about to leave, Eugene, Gree just kind of steps off to one, like finishes talking to Perb and then steps off to one side, just kind of grab your attention.
I'm gonna ferry Rok away from this interaction.
Are you? I know your mum's here, your mum and sister in here, and I don't want to take you away from them, but are you busy tonight?
Actually, I was going to ask you the same thing.
Would you mind if I took you out on that date?
I would love.
Awesome. In which case, I shall pick you up at sunset. Because I'll need to go home and get changed and things first. And we'll go to the Drunken Kobold. I think you're going to enjoy it. And then you'll probably want to take Aisling later, but I wanted you to enjoy it first.
There's no dress code, right?
Oh, no. It's just really nice place and fun.
Just check.
So I'll pick you up then.
Okay.
And he goes back to doing his research, leaving you feeling slightly glidey as you catch up with your friends.
I did want to see if my uncle was free.
I think he's easily interruptible. I think once they get going, he's at that stage now where he can just leave them doing what they need to. So he just steps out to grab a glass of water and things. Eugene, are you waiting for me?
Oh, yeah, if you've got a minute or two. I mean, it's not hugely important. It can wait.
No problem. It kind of leads you into through a door that you know is his study, which is well warded so that he can't be pried on. Your mother mentioned that she caught you up on her history. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's just quite a lot to hear all at once, I suppose. But yeah, I totally understand why she had to keep it a secret. I'm not like mad or anything.
No, I know, and I apologize for my part in that. I just felt it was her story to tell, not mine.
Yeah, I understand.
Good. Are you okay? How are you feeling?
I'm okay. It's just another big name to live up to.
I'm fine, really.
No big deal.
Just being crushed under the weight of expectations.
Expectations.
Other than that, I'm fine.
Oh no.
Otherwise, I'm really good though.
I'm certain that your mother has already said, but you don't need to live up to her reputation. Or your father. Please don't live up to your father's, please. I love the man to pieces, but he's a moron.
Get him. Get him.
I say it and everyone calls me shady.
Yes, but Tythic's known him since he was a teenager, so... But he did have one thing right. He wanted you to know that your mother was a great woman, because he loves her to pieces. You come from a great lineage, this is true, but you are already carving out your own story. People know who you are because of what you've done, not because of who your parents are. That's something special, and you should definitely hold on to that.
Yeah, I guess it's just weird to find out that there's this whole other part of me and my heritage that I didn't really know anything about.
I mean, that's always going to be the case. I mean, when you find out something like this, but it's an opportunity as well. You now can find out more about your people, and particularly your aunt. And yes, see some of their ways and decide how much of that you want to be part of your life. You have a rare opportunity to choose aspects of your lineage that you let in. A lot of the people in New Doan do not get that option. It's a beautiful place full of free-thinking ideas, but it can weigh a lot of people down. You can still choose to walk away from it at any time.
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
I am excited to get to visit.
Oh, yeah, I think you're going to like it. I've only been to the outer circle myself. That's all they would allow me to do. But it's beautiful. I think you're going to love it. And you're going to see parts of the city that I never got to see. Even parts that even Aisling has not seen, probably.
Oh my god. How dare.
Rather gathered she spent a lot of time there.
Whether they liked it or not.
Was asked to leave.
Here's this really important quest that we need you to go on to fetch a load of things.
Could take
Far
years.
away.
It's really important though. We need you to do it right away.
Yep. Collect these berries.
There's these 3 rats we want you to go and kill on this farm over here. And don't come back.
Level 1 bullshit, mate.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Of course.
So I told you that we went into the ways. And ever since coming back, I've felt access to a different kind of magic.
Oh?
Yeah, it's strange. I've never been able to do magic that I didn't expressly learn before. It just happens.
Interesting. And if Evo...
And it feels different.
Okay. In what way different?
In every way, honestly. It feels like it's almost divine.
That is different. Can you show me?
Yeah.
Fireball!
That is not divine.
Hey, if I get in trouble for scratching the table, fireball can't be allowed.
You think you...
I will cast Word of Radiance.
Cool. Yes, that is interesting. Huh. Right. And have either Aisling or Rok experienced any changes in a similar way?
Well, actually, I haven't had a chance to talk to Rok.
I mean,
His arms have changed.
Rock died. Is that a
Yeah.
change?
I didn't know if that was to do with him dying and coming back. But Aisling, I did have a conversation with Aisling, and she did report similar.
If it's not an effect of an after effect of the ways, maybe it is an after effect of the ritual that you undertook.
You know, I hadn't considered that.
I mean, you did discuss that there was quite a powerful ritual that you undertook, and it would have connected you to the scattered lands in a way that no one has ever done in our written knowledge. It is possible that you picked up residue in a way. It's a useful skill, though. A helpful trick for a change. Yes.
What do you mean for a change? My magic is helpful.
Your magic's brilliant. It's just often I find that when you pick up these things doing rituals and that, it tends to be a demon voice over the shoulder of your head, or a
feather beard.
Or a feather beard, yes. Wait,
Hey,
who
that
had
was
a feather
very
beard?
positive. That was very positive.
Aisling, just for a while.
Huh.
She has access to wild magic now. Which...
Yes, that explains absolutely everything. Yes, that sounds about right. That would suit Aisling down to a T.
On brand.
Honestly, I'm surprised that's all that's happened.
Don't
Well,
tempt fate.
I did get pink bubble mouth. It was less than ideal because every single thing I could do was verbal.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Do yourself a favour. When you get into combat situations, do try and stand well away from Aisling from now on, will you? Wild magic is incredibly powerful, but very unpredictable at times.
Plus, Aisling's pretty unpredictable.
What do you mean?
It's an interesting combination, I have to say. I look forward to hearing more of what she gets up to.
You will. It'll be in the newspaper.
Particularly in the obits.
From the safety of here, away from her when she's done it, of course. Maybe I need to implement a no casting rule for Aisling.
No casting in the house.
No casting in the house.
You're outside.
Yes.
So you don't think it's anything to worry about?
I think keep an eye on it, and if anything else changes, please let me know. But it seems beneficial. And if it's beneficial, it's probably fine. It may even be the favor of a deity who was trying to help. I can't say without sort of seeing directly what the ritual was about. Maybe on the next Sky Temple before you go in, I'll come along so I can see if there's a way that I can assist. If that's okay. I'm not going to tread on your toes, of course.
No, that sounds good.
Excellent.
And I should I mention this when I have my wizard exam?
Figure out who's involved with it and just check with your aunt once you're comfortable, I think, probably, because she will be involved in setting this up.
Okay.
And if she thinks it's worth mentioning, then follow her advice on it. Elves have a very different approach to magic. They still follow the credence that if you get to a certain power, you need to be tested. It's beneficial for the world as a whole, but they have their own way of doing things. But check with her first, or maybe your mother as well. They can advise, because your mother has passed the 5th circle. She was slightly annoyed with me when I started teaching you summoning. I think there was a small part of her that hoped you would pick up a spell blade someday.
Well, I didn't know that was an option. I mean, I'm not really the sword slinging kind of.
That's more than fair. You are
The
very
last
good.
time I even tried to hold a sword, it didn't go that well. It's chopped up my toe.
You are a very good summoner, though.
Well, I try.
Before you head off, we'll compare some notes. There might be some other spells that we can share or change. In the meantime, I better not leave them on their own too much. Gree and Millith have a tendency to get at each other's throats if they're left, and Bonnie tends to poke them to make it happen.
Get agree.
But if you need anything else, you know where I am.
Thanks.
Proud of you, my boy.
Thanks.
And he lets you out and wanders back towards the research room. And I think, unless you guys want to catch up with each other and have a brief discussion, we can wrap up there.
Another bottle of wine. Hi.
Awesome. You are... yes, so you are... you have decided on your next course of action. You have a focus that you're going on, and you know what you are doing next.
That is a very unique experience to be having.
Yes, it is, yes. Daddy the Perb is not canon, although Eugene is quite short for a half-elf.
No, you're just feeding his fanfic. Nikki's going to be on Wattpad any second now, writing a fanfic.
Amazing. Lovely people. This has been a really fun, really chilled episode. It's been really nice to see all this together, and some great roleplay moments from all my players today. Thank you so much, all of you. You're amazing. Before we go, I'm going to get everybody to just let you know where you can find them and what they've got coming up. And today I am going to start with Wayne.
Hi. You can find most of my stuff and my 2 social media accounts, which is WayneFic01 for my brand coaching, and Created by Wayne, which is my business where I create digital products. So yeah, you can find me on there, or my website, which is waynefic.com. That's about it, really.
Amazing. Yes, do stop by, subscribe to Wayne's YouTube videos are very, very
I make
cool.
YouTube videos.
Everything's so aesthetically pleasing.
It's very, very cool. He releases one mostly once a week at the moment, and so got something coming out every week. So just drop by, throw him a subscribe and like. It really helps out small creators anyway. So we really appreciate that. Charlie, would you like to go second?
All my stuff is at charlievince.com. There's links to my socials, and none of the fanfics that are coming up in the chat right now, none of those can be found on my website. Yeah, it's got my portfolio in my shop, and bits and bobs like that. And there's some slots for custom characters in there as well, if anyone wants a pretty picture done of your character.
Yes. And
Me,
Charlie-
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing! Oh, there's new artwork in the works. Don't worry. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
Charlie's kindly
It's
doing
so
a new
fun.
artwork for the next phase of our story.
Because we're level
Very
10
good.
and we got new outfits and we're all looking sickening. So everyone
Exactly.
needs new artwork.
We've all got-
So
you've
I'm
all-
working on that at the moment.
Upgraded all your equipment and bought new stuff, and yeah, you're just looking amazing.
Oh, I'm having so much fun with these Pinterest boards, you guys. Ah.
Yeah, would you like to go-
Nikki, no. Nikki, absolutely not.
Oh no, Nikki, slots have just filled up. Sorry.
I'll DM you in a bit, Nikki.
Theo, please move us on from this.
Also, hi, Mum. Love you, Mum. And thanks
Hi,
everyone
Charlie's
for watching.
mum.
Hi, Charlie's mum.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. This is well fun, as always.
Amazing.
You can find me at theoblueillustration.com for all of my illustration work and my shop and stuff. And there is links to where you can find me on other social media platforms there. The only thing I have coming up next month is Comic-Con in London,
Woo!
That's gonna be awesome.
the last weekend of May, so I will be there.
Yes, but not here.
Awesome. You can go to London and meet a wild Theo.
You can.
It's true.
Well known for being wild, are Theo.
K-R-A-Z-Y.
Awesome. Just leaves me. You can find me at Chris Mepham RPG wherever your media is socialed. I am still working out what the best platforms are because it's a little crazy out there. It's all a little wild and weird.
Yeah.
You can also find all the stuff, my stuff, chrismepham.com/links, and all the stuff for Some Other Heroes is there too, at Some Other Heroes, wherever your media is socialed. If you like what we do, if you want to catch up on past episodes, please consider dropping past our YouTube. Everything is there from the beginning, including our wonderful side adventures, Into the Verse, science fantasy oddity. I would say
so much
Odyssey, but
fun.
it was an oddity. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight stuff that we started doing with the wonderful Wayne at the helm, and Space at the Table, our talk show where we engage with members of the TTRPG community or look at news in the TTRPG space, and just trying to kind of brighten it up and clarify bits and pieces and just give a good sounding board for everybody.
And don't forget Skier Sweethearts.
I was just going to say that.
And the amazing Skier Sweethearts with an all-female player cast who absolutely rocked it and may have certain things that might have popped up in the last couple of episodes here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah, pop along and see the broader universe. Cool. We've been Some Other Heroes. You've been amazing. Thank you for staying with us. We love you to pieces. And we will see you next week.
Love you, bye.
Love you. Bye.